Cole shit, like Cole and Drake, they just had stuff that was just like just more easier for like the listeners to like. It's something you could probably play in your car or whatever the case is, like something like that. But regardless, since it's 2025 right now, we kind of see how things kind of went towards or whatever. I know some people's opinions still might change. Still might be the same from that, that mentality back then. Some people still put Drake, then Cole, then Kendrick. Some people put Kendrick, Drake, and then Cole. And it could be either or. But regardless, they're the big three for the reason. Doesn't matter what anybody say. Doesn't matter if some person feels another artist should be above them. Like they've been in that position for a reason. So I'm gonna stick with that. So that's all I've been listening to.
Yeah, I want to add this. Trevor, me and you gonna have to have that Tanashi conversation, another time. But we can't. I don't want us to have it right now. I don't want us to disrupt the flow of the show.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay, we got like 5 minutes, right? Can we get like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I do feel like Tanashi. I do feel like there was a point in time where I feel like the label wanted her to go in a certain direction.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say, I'm not saying she's a bad artist. I'm not saying, but I feel like she went through her phases where she was trying to find herself, and I believe I believe she's just been pushed in so many different directions. Like one time they had her working with Offset and stuff like that, and I know there's nothing wrong with R&B singers working with rappers, but I feel like there was a lot of label pushing what they were trying to do with her, and I just feel like her, she's light skinned, she's pretty. I don't want to say she's just pretty. Bottom line, I didn't want to say that, but she's pretty, and I know she's maybe easier to market for a label. But I guess the common sense thing was, okay, why is she not, there? But I just feel like she has to tap into herself over again. So far as music, I don't feel like her particular sound and direction is to be a top R&B singer. I look at her as more so like a Sierra kind of, like somebody who will be a great performer, but I feel like the label at one point in time was trying to push her to be the, quote unquote.
They did.
What I mean.
Yeah, it was back in the it was back in the Joyride and Aquarius. That was when they were trying to get her to be that type of artist, because they had her with like Chris Brown and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't who she wanted to work with. And that's in my opinion, those were, even though those are still like good albums, they definitely do have that feel towards like, I don't feel like she really wanted to make this. You know what I'm saying? She said it herself that like, even though she's proud of those songs, like they're not bad, it's just she was told to work with certain artists. So like, when that was shown as obvious as it was, then that's when the music suffered. But that was so long ago that like, it was proven that was the case. Like when she came out with what was it, 333 and Songs for You, and the newest one, like that was her creative input. That's why it's that those three artists, that those 3 or 4 projects are as good as they are.
And you're so correct on that, and I'm just thinking about this, and then we're gonna move on, Shaq. But what I was just thinking about, like the whole R&B vibe, well, in my opinion, I think SZA's the modern day queen of R&B. Modern day, not because I believe that she's just the better singer than a lot of other women. I just feel like SZA kind of like, in my opinion, she does kind of like the bare minimum. Not in music, but I feel like SZA is very much like, she can just do a little thing and it's a lot, And I like Tanashi because I just see somebody who, regardless of what she go through, she puts in work, like she's working hard compared to like a lot of other R&B singers like Summer Walker. Summer Walker, she does her thing, but she's not more so as consistent, I don't think, when it comes to dropping projects. Right. You know, she'll give you a song here and there, but I think that's because she's just so popular that she gets to just, you know, do whatever she want to do.
Yeah.
But I do feel like in R&B, sometimes I believe popularity does overshadow the hard work, because Tanasche's been putting in work for years.
Yeah.
And you have these top R&B singers that put out a song maybe every 6-7 months. So
Yeah.
I do respect the hard work, because R&B right now, it's in that weird space where people just, I feel like a lot of these R&B singers are lazy. I'm gonna just say it.
Well,
like,
they're no. I don't think that they're lazy. I think that like a lot of them, they follow a certain formula that they know works. But like Snow Allegra, like there's some really good ones that do like the exact same amount of work as Tinashe. It's just they don't have that. They just don't have their moment yet to where like they're gonna be household names or they're gonna be like popular names. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro, that Soulquarian type of neo soul era, that shit's coming back. Like a lot of people are doing that now. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna become I don't know if it's gonna ever be like to where they're selling out arenas and shit like that, because I don't think they want to do that. But like House of Blues type shit, like that's like the goal. So
I have a cousin. She's a huge fan of Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
You know, and she has kind of like that old school vibe. I don't know if you would call it neo soul. I would not that, but it's definitely give you like you know, your mom cleaning the house on a Saturday type vibe. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I know my mom, she really do likes her. You know, the singer her.
Yeah.
You know, she's really dope too. But I don't know. I feel like that era is coming, because I feel like people gonna get tired of just hearing the overly sexualization of R&B. Because
oh yeah, they're tired of it now.
Because I think is the coolest thing about R&B, like the older R&B was when people used to talk sexual, but you kind of had to kind of like, okay, it wasn't as blunt in a sense. Yeah. They found a way to just not talk around it, but kind of just talk in cues. But now everything's like super explicit.
Yeah.
Where people just feel like they're listening to a rap song. And sometimes some of these R&B songs, it's hard to know the difference between an R&B song and a rap song. Because a lot of the modern R&B, the production sounds so much the same. But I feel like that neo soul era is coming back. I feel like that would be really dope.
Tinashe fans, man, y'all love y'all girl.
Right, bro. She do.
You heard of Tink?
Yep. I have, but yeah, like that's those are songs in my group with my wife, like in the car.
Yeah. Y'all want to move forward?
Shout out to Tinashe, S-Bay. But moving on. So King of Trap debate. So last week, and I just found out I made a mistake. This is not episode 8. This is episode 7. It's all good though. We can fix that shit. But last week's episode, we was kind of talking about like the discussion with who was a better artist, Gucci, Jeezy, and T.I. And when we was kind of talking about this topic or whatever, like I didn't really want to I ain't gonna say I didn't want to think kind of talk about it, because I'm like, I feel like we already said what we need to say. But then the one had kind of brushed against my shoulder, what the fuck? Brushed against my shoulder and let me know. I'm like, hey, there's other trap artists out here. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So like, we got the features, you know what I'm saying? We got Waka Flocka, we got, rest in peace, Young Scooter, you know what I'm saying? Rich Homie, shit, Migos, like we can throw in all them guys in there. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure there's still just one answer that that some of us might end up going into. But who y'all feel like is the king of trap? And it can even range from like the 90s, 80s, if y'all can remember that. today's day or whatever, like who, or somebody who's even coming up and feel like who could take that spot? Who y'all think is the king of trap?
T.I.
Okay. Oh, also, kind of give you a reason why you think so.
I mean, he made it. I mean, he didn't really make it, but it's like during that time, like that nigga was like, I mean, okay, he had like the bravado and stuff like that, and he was definitely like you can tell he was cut from that cloth. And he made it like kind of extra popular to be rapping as aggressive as he has about that stuff at the time. Gucci Mane, he be going in detail a lot of times.
Yeah.
So like, there's also that, and so it's like it's kind of like a tie between them both for me, for different reasons. You feel me? But I'm gonna say T.I. because I gravitate more towards his music and grew up on him more than I did with Gucci. Even though like my household played Gucci like just as equally. Where the fuck is this? Like just as equally. Yeah, I just didn't like Gucci as much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. I would have to say Pluto, King Pluto. You know, I had to say Future. You know, let me tell you this. T.I. I do believe T.I. is the creator of trap music. But when I just think of trap music, I respect Gucci. I probably would have even went with Gucci, but because I was a Gucci fan growing up. Like, I started listening to Gucci's mixtapes around 2012, 2013. But it's like it was just so much content that it's hard to kind of like, his discography is it's a lot. It's a lot of content. So it's hard to even say, okay, what's my favorite Gucci mixtape album, because there's just too many. But I feel like Future. I feel like Future has, contributed a lot to trap music, and not just what he did, it's what he's still doing. Even though I say that I haven't been happy with Future's latest few projects. I'm gonna say this: they have not been bad, but they have not been what I'm kind of used to hearing. But when I look at somebody that's still making an impact, somebody that artists, like Cardi or Lil Yachty, the newer generation artists, are still going in the future saying, hey, like, look, I need you on my song because, he's still that guy. So when you have the modern day guys still look at Future as their peer, because they don't look at him as an old head. Even though he been in the game for a minute, but it's like the fact that when you an old head, but people still respect you like you're one of them because of what you're doing. So at the same time, I feel like, and then Future, I feel like his music constantly evolves. Like I look at his one of my favorite recent albums for Future was the I Never Liked You album. I feel like that was a really good project, and I feel like that album for the 2020s, for the earlier part of 2020, I feel like that even made a change, and I feel like he gained even new fans. So when I look at somebody that could be like the head of trap music, he's not. Is he the creator? No, he's not. But I feel like he definitely earned that spot. And if he's not at that spot, he's definitely got to be number 2 because of just the impact that he has made and he's still doing. So I don't look at what an artist done, because if we just look at, okay, well, T.I., Gucci, Jeezy, what all they done, I look at what are they still doing. And I feel like his music still is making waves and he's still gaining new fans now. I'm pretty sure people probably could have been counting Future out after DS2 happened. But it's like, he's always going into a new era, and I feel like that's something that T.I., Gucci, and Jeezy, I'm not saying that's something that they cannot do, but people still care, because we can't say Future, his music is still big. We cannot say, just because of the kids. No, like, all ages, people still tap in because of his music today. People still rock with it.
I don't know about Gucci, but I know that if T.I. drops an album, people will get it. know they would care.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, like, go ahead.
Like it, because he still would get like features, like certain features that people would at least want to like tune in to like see how that song would feel or how that song would sound. He has at least that type of.
I believe so. I believe so. I believe if T.I. was to drop another album, I believe people would care. I believe the album would do real well. Like the last album he did, you know, when he linked up with Lil Baby and they did that song, I feel like that was real dope. But I'm not saying people don't care. But when I look at somebody who's still today, people still look at Future as like a new artist. Not in a sense like he's new, but people just like, they're always expecting. You just never know what to expect from Future. That's what I'm gonna say. And you just never know. Like if Future would mess around and say, hey, like, look, I'm dropping an album with SZA, you know, and people still going, people may not, okay, like, what is this? But then you listen to it. Like Future, like he did that with Juice WRLD, right? Not everybody liked it. People probably had mixed reviews on it, but it's the fact that Future can pull stuff off like that. It still found a way to make it sound good. Like a Future and Lil Uzi album, like what would that sound like? And it sounded decent. Like, so I feel like he's an artist that's still making an impact to this day. And I don't think he's done. I don't think Future's near where done.
That man still got invested. He still got money to
look.
If Future,
look, if Future, even if he do another 5 to 10 years, I mean, I think people still gonna look at him different. Like, man, because how many years he been in the game?
It's been
I don't know.
It's been more than like probably 15. No, not 15. Yeah, probably about like 15.
Mainstream wise, he's been in the game for like around 10, 15 years or so. But he's been rapping like since like early 2000s.
Yeah, because he was on the Dungeon Family.
Dungeon Family, yeah.
An opinion, Shaq?
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I'll still use Jeezy in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. It's just either Jeezy or T.I. Like, I ain't gonna say all that. I ain't gonna say all that. I feel like with the legacy that all them dudes have, like, we'll never have like an actual answer to that, because like it's like that's what I'm saying. Like with T.I. and Jeezy, it's just like you can never put either or above. Like you're still going. It's like going band for band with them. It's like you'll never just have like an actual comparison. Gucci is just like. It's like he had the influence, and he had like the record to show that like he that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he may not able to like hold it up, you know, after he got out of prison or whatever. But you know, the appreciation for like what he did, like as far as for like trap music goes, it's like it's always going to still be there.
Yeah, really.
You said what?
No, I said yeah. That was great.
And it's the same thing with Future too. It's just like I know Future's not done, but there is that discourse of him, like how long will his music like really still hold up? Because like trap wise, like I'll give it maybe 2 more projects, and then you know he could just do whatever else. In my opinion, I feel like he can go the pop route and start working with not like just like pop artists like Taylor Swift or something, but like shit. I heard like I don't know what song that Cordell put me on, but like it was like one of those African beats, the Afro beats and shit. And I'm hearing Future, and I'm just like, bro, like he can actually tap into that lane. I'm not saying he could be on some vulture culture type stuff, but I'm like that's like something he can kind of go into and look at it. And I know that kind of deviates away from the main topic, but Yeah, I just feel like there'll never be like a king of trap conversation. I feel like they could be kings of trap, or I feel like they can always be like the legends of like that style. But just to put it in one person, I don't think that's the actual thing, because the funny thing about this topic, this was like talked about like even years ago, and somebody even brought up like Scarface as being one of them. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that was the King of the South conversation.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was the King of the South. I mean, yeah, I was about to say like it didn't really matter, but like it does kind of matter to an extent. So that was South. But either way, I can't give that title to anybody. I just have to just give it to them. It just.
What I would say is this: I would never have this conversation in Atlanta. like I'll be honest. It's like this is a conversation that if I was in ATL, I'd just be quiet, because I know in Atlanta, this is real serious. Like this conversation is real serious to them. So I'll just keep my opinions over here. But in Atlanta, I don't think I would have this conversation, because I know they take this conversation real serious.
Yeah, because like I know in the West somebody can say MCI or I ain't gonna say Warren G. I don't think they'll say Dre either. They'll probably just like, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how people feel about Dre right now. Like as far as music goes, I know like there's always that issue with him and Pac and whatever. But then somebody can also bring in a discussion like, should Pac be like the king of the West, because Pac's not really from the West. So I don't know how people feel about that, but at the same time, he done a lot for it. But that's a discussion for another time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in my opinion, I just don't feel like there'll ever be like a king of everything. Like people still making debates about who ran New York. They either say Nas, say Big, any of the members of the Wu-Tang, like them boys like that. Like they'll just never be. No. You know what I'm saying? There'll never be a king of everything. It's just we just have legends, and we just want to just stick to that.
I mean, and then some people even feel like this, like that. What I have heard, by me doing research, on the West music, I know there's certain people that when they speak on like, okay, who's the king of West Coast, for example, they sometimes feel like that people that may be from the East or from the South, they wouldn't understand. So why are they giving their opinions? I have heard of that too. Like, okay, you're not even from here, and you giving your opinion on who's the king of the West Coast. So
it's always that.
Yeah, it's all. I hear that all the time. Every time they have like that West Coast conversation, a lot of West Coast natives that grew up on the West Coast, they do feel like if you're not from that area, if you're from the East or from the South, especially if you're from the South, like they look at us like they're talking about West Coast music is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And like, because like, not trying to like make this about Kendrick, but like during that Control shit or whatever, when Kendrick was talking about like he's like the king in New York or whatever, that pissed off a lot of like East Coast artists.
And they ain't do shit about it.
They ain't do shit about it. I mean, funny enough, Diddy tried to pour a drink on this man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Cole, a South native, had to step in and just be like, yo, like, we ain't about to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, this topic, like, them type of things, it'll just never, there'll never be agreements with everything. I will say this, though, as in respect for, like, well, I was raised in the East, so I feel like my opinion should be valid on it, but I'll just leave it alone. But as far as for, like, the West, like, just leave them boys to handle. We could just have like opinions about it, but we kind of see how they go about how they want. Yeah. So we're just gonna leave it be. And as far as for the trap though, just like Dewan said, There's just some things you just can't say around certain regions. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the West Coast too. But
You know, in Atlanta, they're really protective over their artists. Like they don't like it's different. Like Atlanta, they are really protective over their artists.
yeah, and it's gonna be crazy because maybe in this next generation they're gonna say Playboy. Oh yeah, but
See, the Midwest don't even get respect like that because people feel like the Midwest. People feel like, okay, you're somewhere from Nebraska. Why are you talking about like a West Coast, East Coast music? But I feel like it's not just about where you're from. Like, that's just me. I mean, that's just me.
yeah, they'll never be in agreement on anything. That's just like oh, who originated the triplet flow, either 3-6 Mafia or fucking
That's Crime Mob.
You said what?
That's Crime Mob.
Some people still having that debate to this day.
I think Pimp C even said Florida's not even the South like that. I remember I seen a clip of something. Wow, man.
I'm not agreeing with that. You know.
But no, I'm just saying what he said.
Yeah.
This was a while back, and I think some people still have mixed opinions on Florida, like they consider the South. But I believe Florida is their own thing. Like I do consider them the South. I'm not gonna disrespect them like that. But I always put Florida in their own thing. Like I just put them in their own thing.
Yeah, they're like, I ain't gonna stay on this topic for too long. I do know some people consider Florida like the East Coast for whatever reason, because you know the region that it's in. But look,
Hey, that's just them not. That's just them not looking at their compasses, bro. That's really all it is.
look, bro,
That shit is
I'm
Southern.
just leave it. I would just leave it like this. I consider Florida the South. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But moving on, because I already know that this topic won't like. It's gonna just keep causing more issues.
It's gonna
Yeah.
ruffle some feathers. It's
It's gonna be like, hey, man, you know, I don't know what compass is like.
You know
What
what
are
I'm saying?
cardinal
But,
directions?
moving on to the next topic. Artists falling off versus being underrated.
Oh, which one would you rather? Would you rather?
It's more like
What's
do
the
I-
difference? So
Yeah,
I created this question. So I feel like in this generation, I feel like if an artist drops an album and they don't do well, we see it on social media. They immediately fell off. I mean, they try to do it with Jack Harlow. They do it with so many other artists. They do it with DaBaby sometimes, Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to have this conversation to what's the difference, because I feel like a lot of these kids are on the internet saying this artist fell off, but really they just had a bad album. You know, they did that with Lil Baby. He fell off. Jack Harlow. So if you want to just use some examples, share your opinion, but really just educate people.
Bro, those artists didn't even fall off though. Like the baby's still like selling. Like he's okay. I don't know about concert wise. Maybe that's the fall off, like his concert like appearance and stuff. But like as far as his songs, they're still doing the same performance that they've been doing. You know. And same. Well, Jack Harlow, he didn't really get a chance to flex his like stardom that much, so it's kind of too early for him, in my opinion. I mean, the biggest fall off is Kanye, or Chance. You know what I'm saying? Like those are actual. I think Chance is an actual fall off.
That's fall off. That's a fall off to you? I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
that nigga had Justin Bieber on his shit, and he had like ain't nobody gonna be on the next project. None of them niggas of that caliber is gonna be on his album, bro. You probably gonna see like people that are like from Chicago. No disrespect to them. Like you're probably still gonna see No Name, like Saba, Smino. You're probably still gonna see them, but like you're not gonna see like the features that he was having before. Like on Color.
So what is underrated? So explain underrated. if you have
Tinashe?
your opinion. Okay, but give your
Like, okay,
for
so
example, give a reason.
like
Why?
where they have the greatest. Actually, Big Chris said it the best. But like someone has the greatest, like the tools to be the greatest of all time, but they're just not from this. They're just not from the right place. It's geography lottery, where it's like you just have to know the right people to be able to get that right exposure. So it's like until you get that moment, you're gonna be where you are in people's eyes. Like you're gonna be underrated. You know, it's basically like that. So like another example is Big Crit, where it's like he literally did. No other artist has displayed like their level of ability the way that he has, and he's still like not getting his flowers by the masses. You feel me? So it's like he's just at this point. It's like ain't nothing he can really do, but get that moment, like get like a popular song from somebody else or from himself, and then people go back and they're like, oh, that's like 7-10 albums worth of shit that's just as good as the popular song, and boom, he's like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he should be up there, like with the greats. Like in all intents and purposes, he's done everything multiple fucking times. Same thing as Tinashe, but it's like who knows who knows Tinashe? Who is she connected to? You know, the thing is, it worked out better for her though, because she had that one thing with Chris Brown, right? The little not altercation, but that little moment where like somebody asked her if she regrets being on a song with Chris Brown, and the way that it was interpreted as if like she didn't want to work with him. Where it's like, no, it was like how we said earlier, it was the label just doing that, right? And then Chris Brown was like, he basically called her like evil and all that stuff, and saying that like, oh, we helped her out, this, that, and the third. She's like, that's not what I said. But then Chris Brown's fans listened to her music, was like, she ain't all that. But then they heard it and they're like, oh shit, wait a minute, she's actually really fucking good. And boom, now she's selling out arenas. Now she's selling out venues and shit. You know? So it's like it could work out well for you. But yeah, like underrated is like how I said it. It's like that. But falling off is Chance, like how Chance did it.
I kind of agree with that. For me, for examples, for like, I guess artists that kind of falling off, like, yeah, you have like 6ix9ine, you have the Smoke Perp, whatever the fuck his name is. And even bigger artists, like, let's say some artists from like 20, let's say, because I think artists from like 2010, they did okay, like some of them guys from like the XXL covers, like if I had to like kind of, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I might have to look them niggas up. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna use no artists that passed away, because you know, just trying to keep things respectful.
Yeah.
Let's just use like 2012 XXL. All right, let's use that list. So you had, hold on. Okay, so you had.
That's when I had like Hops and shit, right? No.
I believe so.
Yeah, because it was when I had Future. Like whatever one the Hops was on had Future on it.
Yeah. Okay. So you had Future. Obviously, that wasn't fall off. You had Kid Ink. Yeah. Yeah, Danny Brown. Danny Brown hasn't fall off, but he is like, oh no, he just did it. Yeah, he just did a project with whatchamacallit?
With JPEG.
Yeah, and that apparently that project. Well, I ain't gonna say
apparently.
That project
Yeah.
That shit was like really it's crazy as hell. I'll say that, but like it was really good, and like he is doing like some. I think he's doing like a podcast too as well, or something.
He been on it. Yeah, that podcast.
Yeah. So he hasn't fallen off. It's just like his name just not being talked about in mainstream or like.
I mean, until he does something, and then niggas gonna be talking about him again.
Yeah,
That nigga
exactly.
was on GTA. Like, niggas know who he is.
Yeah. French Montana, that's
He was never.
he hasn't.
I'm a
Nah,
hater. I'm a French Montana hater, bro.
nah. I look. I don't mess with French either, but like and I'm not saying he's done anything for rap either. Like, if look, we're gonna be honest. Like, if he never really did anything, it wouldn't really matter as much. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have saved a couple songs. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he hasn't fallen off. But like, he's just not that guy. I'm just saying. Macklemore,
Bro.
I think
Yeah.
look, we ain't gonna start. We're just gonna just say how we feel. Macklemore, he hasn't fallen off, and well, he fell off in the black community. Let me just say
Yeah,
that.
that nigga
You know
is
what I'm saying?
gone.
You know what I'm saying? As far as for like the others, I don't know if they still listen to him. I do know he does other ventures or whatever. But you know what, fuck it. Let me just stop bullshitting. Yeah, that nigga fell off.
Macklemore?
Yeah.
Bro, he turned into like one of them niggas that be rapping about current events and shit all the goddamn time.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, you beat Good Kid and every other album that came out during that time, but like now niggas ain't really talking. That's the only time people are gonna really bring back up your name is like just for that, because of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Not for no thrift shop or whatever song.
Nigga gonna text Kendrick gonna be like, oh, it sucks that I robbed you. Like, bitch, oughta.
Yeah, nah, get that shit out of here. Who else we got? I'm gonna make this quick. Don Tripp, I don't even know who the fuck that is. MGK.
Oh, MGK is also a big fall off too.
You think so?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I was never a fan of him, but like, he lost his respect.
Nah, I mean not necessarily. I feel like after that Eminem beef, like the shit kind of worked in his favor. It's
He's
just,
not doing rap.
well, that he's still doing rap. It's just not his biggest thing at the moment.
That means he fell off.
Okay, wait, are we talking about falling off just from rap or just falling off in general?
Isn't that what we were talking about? Because we were only talking about like hip hop and rap artists, right?
Well, okay, so I'll just say this. As for rap, yeah, he has. I don't even think he was really on it like that. You know what I'm saying? But rap, yeah. But as the celebrity or the status, whatever he is, like, no. You know what I'm saying? Hobson completed.
That nigga fled the country.
Emasculated, disappeared, Shadow Realm, Final SD, like, just gone, bro.
That motherfucker is
outta
nowhere
there.
to be seen.
Iggy,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and Roscoe Dash, you know,
Wait, is that the guy that made that song with Waka Flocka?
yeah.
I love
That song probably still in my rotation, so I don't know about him.
No. So I will say this because I actually listened to Roscoe Dash like a couple months ago because I think he did like an interview with somebody or whatever. I was like, I haven't heard that name in a while. Like I did used to mess with Roscoe Dash, and like bro's still making some good music. You know what I'm saying? Some really good music. You know, like yeah, his name's not being talked about anymore, but like once again, that's an Atlanta artist. You know, we ain't gonna speak on that, but you know,
he didn't fall off. Roscoe Dash didn't fall off.
okay, well that's cool, man. We keep it like that. And I ain't gonna go through like any more artists. Like y'all kind of get the point.
Yeah.
But then now we also have like those type of discussions where it's like okay, underrated. Now, once again, I gotta agree with Mr. Black Toad here. Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry's underrated?
He doesn't like to be called underrated, but like I do like every time when somebody keeps talking about that like the 2016 XXL freshman shit, they keep bringing up names like Yachty, Uzi, 21, and everybody else, but no Denzel. Like they treated that nigga.
They brought them niggas up because they did horrible. Denzel didn't do horrible.
Nah, bro, you didn't see the shit that I seen. Like it was like niggas was like saying like that was the most memorable double XL out of like every single one of them, or at least the top 3.
Yeah, for meme purposes, bro, because of that beat. That beat was.
Nah. It was
even.
actually love. People actually like that.
Yeah, it's some like maybe not some OGs really mess with it.
Bro, no, I'm not on no OG shit, bro. I'm saying like those they did not do good. Like I think like half the niggas was freestyle and just saying shit.
No, I get what you're saying. Like I look, I'm not about to defend any one of them dudes like they're shit, but the thing is like like they do bring it back up for like meme purposes or whatever. But same time, they don't really bring up that they like Denzel never gets brought up whenever it comes to that type of shit. And I'm not just saying just for that for that example only. Like, bro, when 2022 happened, right? And all them projects that came out, Miss Morale, Her Laws, I Don't Like You from Future, like a whole bunch of the projects came out. Denzel had the best album out of all of them dudes, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I get I mean there is absolute too, but like like Denzel had the best album. Like he even had a Key Glock feature, and that shit was bumping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once again, nobody just talked about it. Like dog, like homie does he does everything like as far as promotion. Like he doesn't need to do like that whole academics, like, you know, let me do a stream with academics or whatever the case is to like do a project. It's I don't know if he did that for the mischievous down south, whatever that project was called.
King of the mischievous south.
Yeah, like I do know he did a stream with Kais and that. And I think that kind of helped him out just a little. It helped him out a lot. It helped him out a lot. But it's like I still feel like his name just not being brought up in them type of topics. But then again, I could be wrong because sometimes my feed just don't go into all that. You know what I'm saying? But there is a couple more artists, but you know, it's the same thing with you. It's just like there's just people whose names just never get brought up for whatever reason. You know? But it is. Any more on that?
Well, I ain't get my opinion on it.
Okay, my fault.
You know, and I'm gonna be very short because y'all pretty much, you know, said everything that, you know, I was thinking. But yeah, I feel like there is a difference. I feel like for Roddy Ricch, you know, a lot of people feel like he fell off. I just think that I feel like first albums can be a curse. When the album is so dope, you know, when your first album is received really well, I feel like people are gonna still hold you to the expectation where, you know, you need to make a second album like this one. The same way I believe they did Lil Baby, in the same way that happened to Roddy Ricch, you know, because Roddy's first album was a really dope album, in my opinion. The second one didn't hit. In my opinion, it didn't really hit like that. And I feel like, so I'm not saying that if you release something else, people wouldn't care. But I feel like some artists don't know how to maneuver from that. Like, they stay stuck. Like, okay, where only thing Chance the Rapper had to do is keep on releasing music to see what other people like. But instead, he just decided, like, you know what? You know, yeah. So at the same time, the only thing he had to do is just keep on releasing music. Like, but I just think that when people still hold you to that standard of like, okay, well, your first album was this, and I feel like artists have to get out of that because first albums, it's just a lot of artists do not know how to get out of that, still trying to make that first album. Like, I feel like a lot of artists need to just be like, hey, that's my first album. You was in a whole different time, but like time in their life. And I look at like Jay-Z, like if Jay-Z was to announce, hey y'all, I'm putting out a Reasonable Doubt 2, I mean, people would probably be excited for it, but you cannot expect him to be how he was on Reasonable Doubt, the first one, because of where he was in his life versus where he's at now. So I just think that I feel like first albums can be a curse, and I feel like it can make people feel like, okay, this artist fell off. But it's really not that they just fell off. It's just that their first album was so dope that they wasn't able to follow it up with the second album. And that's what we see Cardi B is in this thing going through, because Invasion of Privacy was received so well.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's like, dang, like whether you like the album or not, every song on that album I think hit Billboard. Yeah. Like every song on the album hit Billboard. Every song, I know one of the songs with Bad Bunny is probably like 50 times Diamond or something like that. But it's like, I just think that some artists, they just stay stuck because they so focused on trying to make that first album again. And it's like, I just feel like just put it on the shelf. Like, just make something new. Like, even with Wayne, like, I'm excited that he's put out the next album, but I'm not gonna expect Carter 6 to sound like any of the earlier Carters. That's why me and Shaq was just talking about this not so long ago. Like, some artists just stop trying to make sequels to certain projects and just create something new. Like don't, instead of just putting out Carter 6, just put out something else, because Carter is looked at as a legendary album series. So if Carter 6, if you're singing on Carter 6 and it's like a lot of just, and it sounds like Rebirth, people gonna feel the type of way, like, man, this is a Carter album. So me and Shaq was saying, hey, these artists need to stop making sequels to legendary projects. So that's my opinion. First album curse is real. So
yeah, X9, man.
Y'all ready to move on to the next one?
yes.
The academics change how we view or consume music.
Fuck no. Well, not me.
Y'all can talk about that in a second.
I can really only speak for myself. Is that the way that I've been digesting music has been the same, like, since what really changed how I digest music was Dead End Hip Hop. Like, that's just the way that I've been digesting music since like 2011, 2012, whenever I came across it. Because, like, you never really know if I never really know if I like something until, like, I've listened to it at least 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go off that first listen, that whole reaction phase, like, 90% of the shit that I listen to, I would not fuck with. And on the flip side, half of the shit that I don't like, I would be like, if I only went by one listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be the biggest fan of Damn if I only heard it one time. But I'm not. I damn near I don't even like that album. So it's like, it just depends on, you start to find out certain things, like what you really like from like multiple listens. And that's what, like, that I've personally been doing, and it's been working out well for me.
Oh, okay, I'm good. I'll say my opinion. I'm on the opposite side of the fence. In my opinion, I think that academics has changed how, not all, but some. I say even myself. I'm gonna just talk about myself. I think by me naturally, I'm younger than y'all, especially academics was a lot as me coming into music. Not when I first got into music, but as I got older and seeing like a lot of his content, I feel like academics is a very staple has a cultural impact on how a lot of younger people like myself consume music, because I feel like the way Academics was reviewing projects and how he was including it in his content, I think it did in a way like make certain people, you know, view albums like fast food, regardless if it's good or not. Kind of have like how you say, had these quick reactions, and the fact that there's channels. I'm not gonna get people mad, but the fact that there's channels that will listen to an album, first listen, put a review on it, like 2 hours after it's released,
Yeah.
and then people go off of that. I'm like, okay, that's what we get into in music,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't understand it, and people are building careers off that, where people were putting ratings on albums just as soon as they get released. And I feel like Academics is he's not the sole one responsible. I'm not saying that, but I do believe he has some type of influence on that. I mean, the fact that, I mean, some artists don't even like to release music because of how Academics or other content creators have made first week numbers a big thing. Now nobody really cares now, because since COVID happened, there's so much going on. People don't really care.
Yeah.
But pre-COVID, you know, when streaming first came out, and you had people like App or other people on YouTube saying always supposed to be first week numbers, or then it got to the point where they was posting first week projection numbers,
Oh
which
my
put
God,
more
that was
pressure.
fucking annoying.
They was putting first week projection numbers on there, and then on top of that, then it got to the point where they were talking about, oh, well, they did 100 first week, but then they dropped to 30 their second week. So I can understand. Yeah, I can understand if I was an artist, how I feel some type of way. And not just Academics himself. I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying it's him and other creators have kind of changed how people view music. For people looking at sales, people looking at how popular the artist is. So yeah, I feel like he did have an impact on that. And I mean, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not just trying to crap on Act, because I do believe, like, you know, he has, you know, made an impact, some positive impact in a sense. I can't think of it, but there are some things that he did to actually shift music forward. You know, I do believe so, but I do feel like Academics, because of the content he made, I don't think he was purposely trying to do it. But I remember when he used to say stuff like triple styrofoam, like he used to say, you know, oh, this artist about to go triple styrofoam, and those are things that artists got offended by. And even though he was playing it, just having fun, look at the war in Chirac. Like, you just think about that. Not only that impacted how people felt about that music, but it just impacted a lot of other things. But to sum it up, to say, the man has impact on music, positive and negative. So, now if you were somebody that's an OG and that you was listening to music 10 years before Act came on the scene, like, yes, I'm not expecting, like, y'all been listening to music before Act came on the scene, so I'm not gonna expect y'all to agree on this. But somebody like myself that's younger and was in middle school listening to Academics, like, I was in middle school, so yeah, it did impact how I view music.
Yeah, I kind of, it's either agreeing or disagree with either one of y'all. Look, I guess it's just me not trying to give Academics too much credit. Like, I will give him credit where it's due, but at the same time, it's like, it's really hard to just kind of just put the blame on who affects how certain artists do their, like, when it comes to their, like, how well the project did or whatever. Because, like, I do remember Academics, he was like on that. Like, one artist who kind of hated him for, like, doing that shit was Meek Mill, because, like, when championships like came out 2018, I didn't say anything about it. Like as far as I remember, and, like if he did, he didn't say anything negative. But when Meek had dropped the project afterwards, I think it was like something with Pain. It was with the weird blue album cover or whatever. That shit didn't really do too well. And I think Academics said something about it. And if y'all know anything about Academics and Meek, they do not fuck with each other like that at all. And Meek, yeah. And for that good reason, this is the reason why Meek also went on Academics again and said how he felt about that shit. And not even just Academics, but Metro Boomin. I think it was another. It was a bunch of other artists, and even like people in his comments, like the ones who like follow him and shit. They be getting on Academics about like, oh, you only talk about certain artists whenever they got some shit going on, or if they passed or whatever. And it's just like, and it's true, you know. And well, as far as for like positives, I can't really say if he did anything positive. The only thing I can just say is just like entertainment wise, like he's good as an entertainer, you know. Yeah. You know, bring up like certain discussions and shit. And as far as for like him kind of getting like the insides on whenever certain artists are dropping, like Cardi or the Drake or Party Next Door or whatever the case is. He got his connections, you know what I'm saying? So I will give him that, you know. He's just more like an inside scoop type of guy. Because that's what he was doing. That's what he always been doing. Just kind of giving the news, like his, not even inputs, but just kind of giving news on like music shit. You know what I'm saying? It may not be.
It's different now.
You said what?
I mean, he's a hot water.
So well, besides what he did, I believe the content, and Shaq, you know this, when you talk about this, the content that he was making then is different. Like those 7-10 minute YouTube videos that we used to watch, like, you know, get our little laughs on, like, yeah. But like this content is kind of like, you know, it's not what it used to be. You know, like it used to be like, okay, you know, you're giving your opinion, but the box of gloves are still on, you know, type stuff. But now it's like some of the content that, you know, he makes now is different, and I don't want to talk about his personal life because I want to, you know, give respect to him. But you know, I just feel like, in my opinion, I feel like the content he did, and I believe it was kind of still fair game in a sense, versus now I feel like the content is just it's just on some other stuff.
Yeah, like just kind of like to be fair about it, like I didn't really follow Academics like that. I think it wasn't until like maybe 2018 is when I kind of like start like noticing him a little bit more. Or like no, whenever Everyday Struggle was like popping during that time.
Yeah, that was it for me too. Everyday Struggle era. Like I get it. It's just a lot of stuff he was saying in the Everyday Struggle. I was just like I wasn't really a big fan of some of that stuff that he was glorifying in there. But he's not somebody I'm just gonna write off just because he says things differently than what I agree with.
Yeah, because like you also have this type of discussion where like, do people like, okay, we're gonna hate Academics for this and that, we need to hate on DJ Vlad for him being like somewhat of like an inside cop or some shit, or like get a nigga.
Bro, really though, that shit is crazy. That shit.
But see, this is the same thing you was talking about a couple months, maybe like a month or two ago, Zach, or you were talking about how Gillian Wallow, well, we all talking about this, how you're trying to preach to the young people, but you're trying to preach to them, but you're still having them come on your show and promote the same music that you're trying to teach them.
Talking about that bullshit, yeah.
So it's just a thing where it's like you kind of have to practice what you preach, and I get what you're saying, Shaq. It makes sense. Like, okay, we're gonna call Academics out, but see, it's so crazy. Versus it used to just be Academics. You got 10 million people doing what he's doing now. Like, it's so many little Academics now. Like, they're doing the same thing he's doing, and to the point, we'll be on this podcast all day. You you know, talking about all these people, you know, because there's so many people replicating what he has done, and that's making the little jokes and stuff like that. But Shaq is right. If we're gonna call one person out, you know, you gotta call all of them.
And I'm not even gonna say like they're really copying off of him, because you also had like Say Cheese, you also had like Baller Alert, yeah, like all them other news outlets that was kind of on
Shade
this.
Room is the pioneer damn near.
Shade Room shit, TMZ, TMZ was like,
TMZ, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, bro, all that shit is just like it's entertainment and it's just controversy. You know what I'm saying? These niggas are just news outlets, and like I said, since I'm on a social media break right now, so I don't even know what the hell academics are doing. The only thing I just seen, unfortunately,
Was that crazy?
was that, and he did a stream with Kanye. So
He did?
yeah, and it's
No, we're gonna
very-
talk about that on stream.
I don't
No,
think we can.
yeah.
I don't think we. Are we able to do that?
No,
Yeah.
because they saying that. Okay,
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, if it's bad, okay, never mind.
no,
If it's having you second guess,
nah, I don't
No.
think we should talk about it.
yeah,
No,
we
the only I'm just saying is just Kanye just giving his opinions on shit, and you already know how that's going to go.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay.
I'm not even going to even talk about the shit that he was even wearing, because.
Oh my god.
But moving
Alright,
on.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving
okay,
on.
I got you.
Alright, shit.
But moving on. Y'all have anything else to say about that?
Nah, not really.
All right then. Then we can move on to the next one. Sorry, Kanye.
Damn, nigga.
Hold on, give me a second.
This man's trying to get us age restricted for real.
Say it.
Y'all ain't gonna get affected. It's my shit.
I'm live too.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
Nah. If we already know that ain't gonna happen. Trevin, going to the next one. I'm kind of occupied at the moment. Like, let's say the next topic.
ASAP Rocky's position in rap right now. Okay, so yeah, what do
Yeah,
y'all think about that? That's actually a good fucking question, because like this dude ASAP, like, has he even been? Like, I know he's been dropping music, but like, do we care? You know what I'm saying? How would y'all feel about it?
Duan, you go ahead. Y'all give me like a couple minutes.
I think a lot of people are trying to use his case as an excuse, in my opinion. And I mean, he wasn't in a situation like he was behind bars. I mean, he was facing time, but he was out on bond. Like, the man was living free life. He did have the album, I think sometime last year. I hit Shaq about it, because he had the album available for pre-order and everything. And, everybody got their money back refunded. I think people gonna get vinyl shipped to their house. Everything, people got refunded. So basically, he just canceled the album. After
What?
He took it off. Yeah, he took it off of pre-order. So basically, everybody pre-ordered the album, pre-ordered the merch, or whatever the case may be, right? But then he had everything returned. Everybody got their money back because he just canceled, right? So, I mean, the ASAP Rocky was free, but I just think this. I'm gonna just say this: that last album that he dropped, I didn't like. And that album that he dropped was like, what, 5-6 years ago? I think it was the.
Best thing?
Was that the one?
Yeah. That was 2018. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I really liked the A$AP Rocky project was maybe like 2011, 2012.
Damn.
Like that. Like no, and I'm not trying to go there. But at long clip A$AP was cool, but I really like the original long clip A$AP was like, But I feel like now, I mean, he got to put the work in again. He really do. I mean, he really do have to put the work in. I'm not saying like he fell off. I don't think he did that. But it's like the same thing with Young Thug. Okay, you got your illegal stuff out the way. what are you about to do?
That nigga
Because-
finna. That nigga finna. That nigga
Okay, we're
finna-
gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But if we have time, we'll talk about that towards the end. But I said ASAP Rocky, I just feel like this is not a time to tease people. Like, okay, you drop snippets, like you gonna drop an album, drop the album, you know. But I feel like for the past couple of years, he's been teasing people about this album, and I'm at this point. Do people even still want the album anymore?
Bro,
Don't say it like that, bro.
my bad. Like I get like I said, I'm there with you about like not liking Justin, but like it's even worse for me because in my honest opinion, bro, he just don't got it no more. Like it's kind of like to me, he gotta have like the right beat and shit. He gotta have like Clams Casino with him, or like some nigga who can make a beat like Clams Casino, or it's like. And even then, he don't be saying that much. And then on top of that, like the biggest elephant in the room, bro, he's married to someone who also needs to drop a fucking album, but doesn't have to. So it's like, you think they finna? They both don't gotta drop shit.
Let me tell you this. Bro, I mean, let me tell you this. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, if I marry Rihanna, would I really drop another album?
Exactly,
So,
bro.
I'm gonna just, but I'm gonna say this though. I don't understand. You know what's going on. Like I said, I did not like testing. It's been a minute since I really dug to it. But I just feel like this. I'm gonna just say this. I don't think he fell off. I just think we're kind of past that swag era. Like, anybody know, back in 2011, 2012, that's when that swag era was the thing, and people were wearing the snapbacks, and, you know, I just feel like 2025, music has changed so much. I'm not saying he has to change who he is, but production will have to be changed. You know, like, him still rapping on chopped and screw beats, it may not connect with people as it would in 2025. So, and apparently this album was due years ago, but for whatever the reason, it didn't drop. But I just feel like the production will have to be like modern. Like I'm seeing right now, he did a song with Cole a couple months ago. I didn't even know that.
Bro, regardless, it's like you said, like you gotta have the right beats and shit. Like that's the main thing. And even though you're saying like that chop and screw stuff is like kind of dated, he can bring that shit back. He was like one of the main niggas doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if he is that nigga, like he always proclaims to be like Mr. Pretty Flocko and shit, he should Pretty Flocko his ass chop and screw beats and put that shit on the album. And trust me, it would do good. Like it would be a breath of fresh air. But it's up to him, like what type of songs he wants to make it. Considering how testing was, who the fuck is this painting it? That's why it's hard for us to see, like, if he's even that guy anymore. He's abandoning one sound and not really doing good at picking up another.
I mean, what was actually? I mean, it's been a minute since I listened to Testing. I mean, the album like 6 years old, but I'm trying to remember why I did not like it. To me, it felt like a compilation album. I don't know why, but from what I can remember, I don't remember the album like that. All I know is just at the time when it came out, I didn't connect with it. Do any of y'all remember Testing like that? The last album you dropped?
I do. There was like a couple songs that I like that I have on my playlist and shit. I mean, obviously the most famous one, or the biggest one being Praise the Lord. But like other than that, like when I listen to it, it just sounds like whatever. Like it just sounds like you just have it on in the background and like you don't even remember. It was forgettable. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. And it's like that's just where he was right now. It's just dropping forgettable shit. And and it was very unfortunate that he kept fucking doing it, even for his singles. So like, yeah, that project. I mean, you should still probably listen to it if you haven't, but I still think it's a forgettable project.
Can I give my input? Alright. So I'm gonna speak on this since I'm the only one who kind of really tapped in with Rocky the most. Let's get the shit out the way. Rocky been having y'all niggas fooled for years, bro. that nigga, he don't care about rap like that. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not that like he just stopped for whatever reason. I do feel like when losing ASAP Yams, that I feel like that was kind of like a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like Yams was like the one who kind of like held everybody together. He was like he was the glue that like had everybody stick together. You know what I'm saying? And it's even like years now. I'm finding out more information about like what Yams did as far as for like even like in hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Like he did a lot for like Twigs, you know, like some of these other artists and stuff like that. Future, you know what I'm saying? Like he done a lot for like a lot of people. So I feel like with Rocky losing that, like it kind of like, I'm not excusing it, but it's just like, it's like damn, like what the fuck's going on? Not to mention like his former team, them niggas, like if it ain't Ferg, it ain't really nobody else, you know. So throughout like the mid 2010s, like he kept trying to experiment with new different type of sounds, artists or whatever. He dropped the Cozy Tapes in 2016. 16. And I think that was around the time he signed Cardi and everything. People like that project, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really hear too much of Rocky, but it was a dope project. Then 2017, he dropped Cozy Tapes 2. I felt like it was a decent project, but like a lot of people say it was kind of rushed. I might agree that to an extent, but you know, it is what it is. And now in 2018, when Testing had came out, it was just like, we get it, like you're trying to do like a whole bunch of experimental shit, and like his music videos was on point. But with all that being said, the music though, it didn't really tap in with like that many people like that. You know what I'm saying? And sorry about that. With Testing, it's like, yeah, like the only time I really go back to that project was like Praise the Lord or Buckshot, you know what I'm saying? Because like those beats was just like, I don't know, something about those beats, it kind of gave like that old ASAP shit, or like it was just like some good ass tracks. But everything he just did afterwards, it was just like straight silence. He just hop on a few features. Bro, we were supposed to get like a fucking collaboration project between him and Tyler Creator, Wang Sap. That like them two actually sounded fucking amazing together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We never got that shit. And even Tyler called him out on that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then yeah, after a while he just kind of went silent. He got locked up in fucking Sweden or whatever, slipping on.
Yeah.
Anywho, like he was going through that shit. Trump had to bail.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Trump had to bail him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was going through the shit with his team, and it was just like we just kept seeing afterwards was just him getting with Rihanna and, you know, underwear models and shit like that. It was just like, bro, like what's going on with you, bro? You know?
Yeah.
And to kind of make a point where I'm kind of going with this, like now, yeah, he did announce his album, like I want to say back in 2022, 2023, whatever it is. Yeah, Don't Be Dumb or whatever. And something told him that like he just was never going to drop that shit. Only because like, I ain't gonna say like he doesn't need to, but like I just feel like his heart is just not there right now. Like, bro, him missing out that opportunity to drop with fucking Tyler, in my opinion, I feel like that was big because like they had good chemistry, bro. Like I don't know if like they still have their shits, but like you watch like the videos or like their freestyle sessions, like that shit was like perfect. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like that would at least kept them in the conversation for like at least like a little bit longer, you know. But once again, we didn't hear nothing. Like, yeah, it's cool. You got with fucking you got with Rihanna. Yeah, that's cool and all and shit like that. But like, look, if Jay got with Beyonce, the nigga was still kind of dropping music at least for like every couple of years or so and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if somebody was to get with SZA or her or let me use like some bigger artists. Like if somebody was to get on with like a bigger artist, like they're not gonna fucking stop. Like shit. Big Sean got with Janae Cole, but then Janae Cole doesn't really drop that much. So
it's not even about that. It's not really about like being with someone. And that was really said as a joke, but it's just like
no, that's what I meant. Like,
it's just like me personally, like you kind of bring something up to me, like, yeah, he really don't care about rap like that. I think he's more passionate about being a fashion icon than he is about being a rap icon. And since he's with a fashion icon, I think that's the thing that's taking precedent for at least for him. This is me speculating. You know what I'm saying? Because people act like they don't fucking care when he drops it.
Yeah, it's like, bro, all great glory to you or whatever the case is, but like, don't just sit here and act like you could just come back to the community and be like, man, I've been holding down this shit. Y'all don't call me ASAP Rocky no more. I'm Pretty Flocka now. Like, nigga, we don't care about you like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't care about the shit that brought you into the game. Like, and like, this no disrespect. Like, I'm glad Rocky got free. I was surprised that he beat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Rock Nation ninjas. You know, like they held him down and whatever. But like, you're just not that guy anymore. And I don't know if y'all heard, but he did drop like a snippet during Rolling Loud and he was talking about Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. He was like, I'm neither team Kendrick, nor team Drake, no team Cole. It's just him only or whatever. And you know, he just sound like, I forgot the whole verse that he said, but like it just sounded like he can run his shit. And everybody in the comments like, bro, if you don't shut the fuck up and just like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, because like nigga, don't start no shit. You're not a battle rapper, all right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're from New York, but you don't have that. You're not wearing the Timbers right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're wearing Balenciagas. You know what I'm saying? That's you. Like, if this was 2011 Rocky, 2012, even 15 Rocky, we would have had you in that conversation. But you're not that guy no more. And I don't think there's nothing you can do to kind of prove that fact, because you don't have your team. Like, well, I guess drop a collab album with Ferg, but like, if anything, Ferg doesn't even need you. You know what I'm saying? Ferg is fine on his own.
He doing his thing.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know whenever Rocky and Juicy J link up, like, it's that they have good chemistry. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, and like, yeah, Clarence Casino, but I haven't really heard anything from that producer in a while either. So it's just like, you really ain't got nobody. You was so focused on just, you know, trying to be the next Alexander Wang or whatever them fucking fat Rob Warren or whatever. But like, nigga, just give us, like, you could have just gave us like something, like a few tapes, a few singles. Like, them features ain't enough, bro. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So I still want him to drop some music, but if you're gonna like, if you're gonna just stop with the shit, like, if you're not gonna just like do any more music anymore, whatever cases, just let niggas know. Let niggas know. You're not on some type of, you're not Andre. You just can't just stop, because like your last album was mid. It was mid. I ain't gonna say buns, I ain't gonna say it was good. It was just mid. It's not worth talking about. You're gonna have that little niche group of Rocky fans who might say, "Oh, testing was this and that, whatever." Nigga, nobody gives a fuck. Ain't nobody going back to that fucking album. You know what I'm saying? Niggas going back to your first mixtape over that shit. You know? But that's all I have to say.
I'm gonna say one last thing. In 2015, Wayne gave him one of the hardest verses that year. Did a song. They did a song together called M's. Wayne was talking about some of the stuff he was going through. Cash Money at the time, but that was a hard verse.
Wayne smoked that shit.
Bro, we was working at Walmart when I heard that shit, bro.
I'm saying, bro.
Shit was damn near crazy.
I don't know, what Wayne was thinking, but man, Wayne, he did his thing on that verse. I still go back to that verse.
That shit
That was like the one time where it was like Wayne wasn't really being emotional, but you could tell like he felt that shit when you was saying it.
Yeah, bro.
The shit he had got going on during that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all ready to move on? Let me know.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, Rocky, do better. Move on. Next one, Drake, Cole, or Kendrick's worst project? I can vouch for. I mean, I can have my own input on this, but y'all free to go. Go ahead.
Who go first? Let me go first.
I can go first. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Drake, I think his worst project is probably
Hold on. Before you even say anything, we can do worst albums and worst mixtapes.
Well, I'm not really gonna mixtapes.
Okay, that's cool.
It's like I only know like about that next project.
Okay.
But like for albums, I'm gonna say Scorpion because it's a double album. First of all, it has a crazy. It doesn't have a really good posthumous Michael Jackson feature. And a lot of the songs are just, even though it has like it has like God's Plan and like some of his most popular songs, that's like a drop it's like a drop of water in the bucket of like bullshit that's around, you know what I'm saying? At least for me. And that's the one that kind of has the biggest like ratio of like not good songs to good songs, and with it leaning towards the bad songs. You know what I'm saying? Like really bad. I was also gonna say More Life, but like I don't remember More Life, and I don't think it was as long as Scorpion. Cole, I think his worst project is KOD, but only because like. The meantime I went back to it, I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day. Like I only remember like two, like Motivated, like, ATM. That's it. And for Kendrick, it's Damn, but that's for personal reasons that I don't really want to get into while I'm streaming.
Okay. And that's it. Drake was being number one, right? His worst album, I would agree. It'll probably be, it'll probably be Scorpion. It's still Scorpion. Scorpion just had too much drama going on. Like, I feel like if he didn't had all that stuff like surrounding whatever, we probably would have got like. I ain't gonna say it would have been a better would have been a better product than Views, but it's just like, because I don't know, like the only single that we got, no, I ain't gonna say that's the only single. The songs that we got before Scorpion dropped was God's Plan, the Duppy Freestyle, which was drama included. I think whatever song that came out during that time or whatever. No, yeah, that was it. Oh, the verse with him and Black Boy JB, but I don't think that counts either. I'm gonna just say I don't know. It's so hard to tell what Drake's mindset was going through during that time. I do know he probably would have brought up the baby situation, but I'm getting off track. Either way, yeah, it would have been Scorpion. I'm not even gonna bring up his first mixtape because that's first mixtape. He was young, so it doesn't count. So I'm gonna leave that. Cole, I gotta agree. It's KO. At least Sideline Story at least had it had a vision. You know what I'm saying? KOD was just more just outdated shit. It's just kind of whatever. And as far as for Kendrick, you said damn, right, Trevin?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, and we're just speaking from what we think is the worst album or our least favorite. Hello?
Sorry, hold on. Christina's calling me. Give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. Christina's calling me. Give me 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, the one. I'll come back to this.
Hello?
Yeah.
My bad, I had a connection issue. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's just basically out of them. You were doing fine. You were giving at least favorite album out of the 3.
Nah, cause I was gonna say, I think in my opinion, I do feel like his worst album would probably be GNX. This is the best way I could say it. GNX, I understand the reason why he did it. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. I ain't gonna say it's his worst album, but it's just not my favorite. It's just not my most favorite album. I'll still put Section 80 or even Damn above GNX. I do have a couple good songs. There's a lot of good songs off of GNX, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Trevor, not on here?
He got one.
Okay. All right, I was trying to move something around, so I'm back.
My bad.
So
What's
yeah,
up?
so I would just give my opinion now. But Shaq kind of finished. Out of 3, can you hear us, Trevor?
Yeah. He said his 3 worst was KOD, Cole. What was it?
KOD, Scorpion, and GNX.
Okay. Damn. Okay. What was it for Devon?
Wait, why'd you say damn?
I'll talk about it later.
No, go ahead, Trevor, go ahead.
I guess I missed what you said about GNX. Why is GNX the worst?
It just was. I ain't gonna say it's his worst album, but it's just not my favorite. I don't know if that would really help anything. It's just that, I don't know. Yeah, I understand. It's something for the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I'll give it that. I respect it. And there was a lot of songs where it's just he was talking his shit and letting niggas know. But I don't know. I think when it comes to Kendrick's song, albums or whatever, I just like his concept projects better. I don't know why. I think since I've been listening to Kendrick for so long, and I've been so used to him just kind of giving his thoughts on life whenever he talk about songs on his projects or whatever, shit the struggles of gang activity in Good Kid, Mad City, or his when he was having when he was I think he was like smoking on angel dust, and like he talked about it on HOC or something like that, on Overly Dedicated. Like I like those type of songs. And even with Damn, like, I mean, I'm not one of them guys who would be like, man, well, he dropped his album in reverse. Like that was so crazy. Like I'm not one of them guys. I just did like I like the concept of like what was going on with Damn. You know what I'm saying? But GNX is like the only thing that I'm just getting off of it was like, yeah, like you're talking about the culture. You're tired of like these like these infidels who's like pretty much fucking up hip hop and shit like that. And we're not just talking about one person. We're talking about just like a whole bunch of artists in general. People just being fake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but like there were songs on GNX like Reincarnated where it's just like which is one of my favorite songs off the project, which it kind of gave off that concept shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think I just like concept Kendrick more than just like I don't know what GNX Kendrick is. I don't know if that's just beat Kendrick or any angry K-Dot or whatever the case is. It just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? And if this was like me from like 2 years ago, I probably would have said Mr. Morale, but since I got older and I changed my mindset a little bit, like I have to put Mr. Morale like even a little bit above GNX. Like I think Mr. Morale is probably like my third favorite project. Yeah, it is. So it's like, yeah, I have to put GNX at the bottom.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give my take. You know, my takes are real short, not really. So for Drake, okay, I know. I would have to say CLB is my least favorite album from Drake. Now, I do time to time go back when I listen to a Drake album. That album, I just for some reason it never gave me Drake vibes. It just really gave me like, okay, he tapped in with a bunch of artists, and it just gave me compilation. It kind of gave me more like vibes. I don't know why, but it's like the album wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, but it was just a mix of just too much. It had some R&B stuff. It was a little bit of rapping, but most of all, it didn't really give me like that concept look for an album, like that concept vibe, like a direction. I'm gonna just say this. It just feel like there was no direction. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad at all. And I know the album probably was not. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure the album was not marketed as like, you know, probably as a concept project. But like I wasn't really crazy about Night Talk. Like when that song came out, you know, everybody was like this is the song. I just wasn't really crazy about Night Talk on that project about like that. I was not. I know the favorite song I liked on the project was the intro. I feel like that's one of the hardest intros we did.
I thought Night Talk was on Honestly Never Mind.
Nah, that was on. No, is that the one with Project Pat? I think that was the one that was on CLB.
Was it?
There is a song like that, but there's hold on, let me see. Night Talk. Yeah, you're right. That was on that was on CLB.
Yeah. So, but I'm just using it as my point. So,
Right.
but basically, CLB, I couldn't vibe with it. Now Scorpion, I'm gonna say this. Scorpion, I did like the album. It just should have been cut down. I mean, he had some songs on Scorpion where he was rapping. Like, he got a song on there called, I think, Sandra's Rose. Something about his mom. He got a song, Emotionless. You know, he got some songs where he's barring it up on there. But I think the intro, the album, it just was too long. You know, I feel like he should have just cut that double album nonsense. He should have cut the album in half. I feel like it would have been a solid project. Now moving on, going on to Cole. KOD.
Hey, before you continue, I agree with you, Demar. because now that I think about it, because like I still, I mean, it's been a while since I went back and listened to Scorpion, but I do remember before when CLB came out that I did say Scorpion was his worst, or like it wasn't my favorite, but I was still listening to that over CLB. Because CLB, that's when like the I ain't gonna say the Drake Vulture Culture fucking for Atlanta shit was like popping off or whatever, but that project it didn't sound like Drake. It just sounded like something that like Drake just wanted to feed out and then just dip and do. Because like he don't even talk about it like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, come to find out, and I knew this before, like the world knew. I just already knew in my mind. The Way Too Sexy song, Thug said that was a him and Future song. Thug said the Way Too Sexy. It was him and Future song. Drake got on it, asked him to get on it. Then he said, "Hey, can I put this on my album?" Because Thug and Future, they said they wasn't even really gonna drop a song like that. But it was something that they was just playing around with, like, you know. But at the same time, and that ended up being like the #1 song on the project. But other than that, I didn't really rock with CLB like that. No, he was on it. He just was at the end. I don't know why he was at like. If the song was him and Future, I don't know why his verse was so short. He had like barely 8 bars. But that's crazy. But moving on to Cole, KLD, I agree with y'all. I tried to connect with KLD because of the message. Like Cole, I feel like he really opened up on this project. Like, he sat down with Angie. Like I love the interview. So I'm like, okay, he talks about his mom. So I thought this was gonna be on some Forest Hill Drive type stuff. Did not give me that vibe. He got a song called Motivate on there, and I'm like, bro, what? Like he got some songs on there. I'm like, I'm just so lost. Even the song KLD, I did not like that song. I'm like, I don't know what was going on. I know 2018 was a wild year, but I just felt like the message and the album, it just felt different. Like, okay, your mom went through this, and this is what you grew up with, but the album don't really connect with the message that you're talking about when you're promoting the album. So I just feel like it just was different for me. I just could not really connect with the album. It's like, okay, the entire album did not feel like he was opening up about those such things. Some of these songs are like gym songs, like you're working out, going to the gym. So I just couldn't connect with that. And of course, Kendrick. I'm not the biggest on Kendrick, but I'll have to agree with Shaq, GNX. I feel like that was a project where he just took a bunch of tracks he already had and just put them together. I don't think that GNX was playing, in my opinion.
Nah, I
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. I got you though. No, you good. I'm gonna say this. When I mean like not playing, I'm gonna be honest. Super Bowl's coming up that next year. The perfect time to drop a project. I mean, SZA dropped a project in December too. But I feel like some of those songs are already there. There was some songs in the vault he put together. Super Bowl coming up in 2 months. Why not drop a project? SZA dropped a project that same month. It was good. The album was dope, but I don't think this was something that he was planning for a year or two in advance. But that's it. That's my take.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I said with most of Kendrick's projects, there's always like a concept behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like Miss Morale, he's talking about like his flaws, like family, she was going through. I don't know. Damn, he's talking about like I can never like really like give a good detail on what he was like saying. I do remember you like talking about like the Israelites and all that stuff, and some other things, and he kind of went like a little bit in detail with his history with his dad and talking shit. And sometimes it wouldn't even just be one topic. It would just be like a whole bunch of ones, but like they kind of going like one and one together. But the purpose of GNX, I feel like it was just to like show that like, oh, he can, you know, drop singles, he could drop like songs and they'll go pop or whatever the case is. And he did that. I'm not saying that was like the exact reason why he did that, but it was just something just to give out, you know what I'm saying? I guess like if he had probably labeled it more like as like a mixtape or whatever, it'd probably be a little bit more different. But it's an album, so it wasn't a bad album. Is it his worst? That's debatable. But
Him and SZA both released in December.
You said what?
Him and no. Didn't SZA release a project? Wait, GNX?
It was the deluxe.
It was deluxe. Right?
But it was still, man, that was the way she did it. It just felt like another album, even though it was the deluxe. Like SZA, come on. The album came out 2 years ago, and I don't know. It's to me, it gave GNX gave Super Bowl vibes. Like, hey, I got the Super Bowl coming up. But guess what? The album did great. And then I respect Kendrick because he didn't even put Not Like Us on the project. And he could have did that. Because if I was him, I would have did that. Because that would have been more bread. But if Drake would have did it, but he didn't do it.
I don't think Drake would have did that.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it either. Yeah, he wouldn't do it either because like he had the opportunity to put what's that song? The Meek Diss back to back. He could have put it on Views. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could put any one of them songs on there, but he didn't do it. Like there was like
what about Travis?
What about Travis?
You think Travis would have done it? Y'all think Travis? If Travis was, if he had a Not Like Us, you think he would have put it on a project?
No.
You think so?
No. I mean, he doesn't. No, he don't put all of the singles on a project.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So the artists of these days, they don't really be putting like they'll put disses in their albums and shit. But like, if it was like a song that was literally based off of this and it got big like that, 9 times out of 10, like most of the time they wouldn't put it on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I understand what you're talking about.
Y'all ready to move on to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
We're on the last two. Could Houston music ever top Atlanta's music scene?
I mean, it has. But you mean like again?
Yeah, I guess for today. Like today's game.
Bro, so much stuff would have to fucking happen. Bro. It's what pisses me off is that like it could. It's just that everybody has to want it. Like I'm talking about everybody in the industry, bro. It don't seem like nobody really wants that to happen. They don't really want. They don't really want the Houston scene to even have any relevance anymore. That's what really makes me kind of. It's what kind of pisses me off personally. Because like Beyonce's like one of the biggest artists ever, and she's from Houston. So is Travis Scott. But like it seems like they work together on songs and shit. But why the fuck you don't know that they're from Houston? You don't really feel like they're from Houston because they don't put on other Houston artists. Like Meg, she be doing her own thing, and it's like damn. There's 3 big people from Houston, and y'all not working with each other. Beyonce used to do that shit way back in the day, bro. She used to fucking have like Slim Thug on a song and shit, and like Paul Wall. And it's like now it just seems like Houston artists have to fend for themselves when 3 of the biggest fucking artists are like up there reaping the benefits of being put on. I'm not gonna blame Meg though, because like she's like doing the best that she could. She actually did do that shit. Like on I don't remember if she did it on the newest one, but the one before, she had a whole cipher, like a whole fucking posse cut of all Houston legends. You know what I'm saying? Had like Big Pokey on there and shit. Not Big Pokey. I think it was Big Pokey. Rest in peace. Right before he passed away. And shit like that. And it's like, at least she's trying. But if the whole scene got together and actually helped and was on each other's shit and worked together, fucking right they could. Everybody will be on Houston's dick at that point. Just like they were back in the day, doing chop and screw and all that shit. They don't, but the Houston scene don't want to do that. So it's like, I don't know what they could do from that. I don't know what they could do now.
I do know for sure Sauce Walker, he definitely does that.
Yeah. And but like all the Houston legends are all fucking busy beefing with each other and like getting each other jumped and shit. We're just like, bro, we ain't even on that type. We don't even move like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird every time they do it. Old ass niggas. You know, and Bun B's up in here. It's like, hey, bro, I'm opening the goddamn burger spot instead.
I don't know, but I don't even think it's just really a Houston thing either. I say it's more of a Texas thing because I ain't gonna speak on it too much, but like the situation that happened in Dallas with Oakley and everything, it's just too much like jealousy and just like hate them like amongst everybody. It's just like nobody wants to fucking link up. Like everybody, like yeah, I get it. Like competition, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, rap is still a competition, but since we're regional artists, you know, like, and everybody just, especially if it's somebody that like y'all work with before, like y'all can make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's just like we let Atlanta ran the whole fucking scene for like damn near a decade and a half, you know, and that's supposed to be Houston shit. That's supposed to be Texas shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just kind of sucks that we can't do that because we got all this jealousy and envy going around. And like even bro, there's even niggas that I even know like low key who are like upcoming rappers, whatever. And sometimes I'll be asking them like, yo, how come you haven't worked with, you know, this producer or you know, this guy in a while? It's because like it's either they just stopped doing it, life just kind of got in the way, or they just don't fuck with each other like that. And I'm like, that shit is so fucking sad. Like I ain't about to say it because like since I've been producing for like a long time and I did work with a few people, like I get it. Like some songs are just not gonna end up being used or whatever the case is. Like it's no love lost. It is what it is. But it's still like the ones who are in the position where like they're able to like actually able to like help each other out. Like what does it have to take for niggas to just really like get together? Because Travis Scott ain't doing it since his main priority is just like Atlanta just as well. And you know, I won't speak on Meg because Meg, she got her own shit going on. She tries whatever, so all respect to her. You know, say I just don't expect too much from Beyonce. I feel like Beyonce, she's just more like more worried about her own crap than worried about other niggas.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like she's too far ahead.
Yeah, she's in a whole different, like maybe if this was like years, like it feels like early in the career, then probably, you know what I'm saying? But it's a different game now.
Yeah, like she used to do that. Like she used to have Houston artists on her shit. Like
yeah.
But you know, like you said, it's like it's a different game. And now it's like
it's like
yeah.
It's like not trying to make a comparison, but it's kind of like the Kanye thing. It's just like he worked with Chicago artists at one point, but like once he got bigger, he just moved on to different ventures, and it happens. It's business, you know what I'm saying? But and it sucks to hear that, but you know that's just the reality of it. And
who did that song? She brought back Charlie Boy for the Home My Mama, Home My Hood. I forgot the name of it.
know what you're talking about, too, but I didn't really like.
Well, yeah. If y'all know who I'm talking about, that's fine. It's just like she brings him out like when she performs the song.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. That's great for the scene. Like for Houston.
Victoria Monet.
Victoria Monet. There you go. Like shit like that is cool because like you don't even gotta be from Houston to do that shit. But like we ain't finna act like niggas just wasn't fucking with literally everybody in this damn city back in the day. It's like people act like it didn't happen, and that's the thing that's kind of pissing me off. So it's like, and they do the same thing to Atlanta too because people are now acting like Ludacris can't rap. And we're like, what?
Yeah, I seen that shit on Twitter and stuff. I'm like, y'all niggas.
Like Ludacris just was like, we acting like he didn't have platinum songs like constantly. Like, we're just acting like that shit didn't happen. And albums, like okay, that's just weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna give my take on it. I agree with you guys. I may have some things that y'all may disagree on and y'all may want to push back. That's fine. I have heard the conversation. This is barbershop talk. Like I have even heard like people felt like Travis Scott, as big as he is, he needs to be going back to Houston and putting these other rappers on. First of all, it probably wouldn't be the safest thing to do. I'm gonna be honest. But even if it's just giving a cosign, I'm gonna just say this. Honestly, the Travis Scott situation is real interesting because if an artist may be from Houston, but if let's say did Travis Scott blow up in Houston? I just want to know. Y'all just answer this quick question because I'm explaining my point.
Yeah, I believe.
Did he blow up in Houston?
Oh, like did he have like?
Did he hit mainstream in Houston? Like
No.
a lot of his groundwork.
No. As far as I know.
Okay, so no. Right, the answer is no. So I'm gonna just say this. He may be from Houston, but some people, and I've heard people say this, like, hey, Travis Scott, he needs to be putting on these Houston rappers on, but it's like, I feel like this. And my thing about this, if I was a rapper, I blew up in a whole different city, I may not want to do that because even though I was born there, I may not want to do that. And I don't blame Travis Scott for doing that. And I feel like it's sad because he do get a lot of hate for doing that. The only problem I do have is that, okay, like, some people may feel some type of way, okay, he may come to Houston shoot a music video, but it's like, you can't put us on. Some people may feel like that, but at the same time, if a lot of his roots musically is in Atlanta or wherever he blew up at, then I respect that. I understand that. Now, the division thing is real because I look at it with Houston and Dallas. Like, people don't even say Texas. Like, some people just say, well, Houston, you have Houston rap and you have Dallas rap. And Dallas do have their own genre. Like, their music sounds kind of different. But, there is some type of division thing. But it would take a lot of unity because I look at Big X the Plug, like, he really doing his thing. Like, I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
But then I was excited, because Erica Banks. But then she got into it with another female artist that's big in Houston. I'm like, dang, that would have really been dope to have them kind of work together. But her and Meg, that didn't work out. And then you have Asian Doll. She's been around for a long time. Y'all know Asian Doll.
Yeah.
But she's just who she is. But it's like the potential is there, but I think the only problem I have with Houston is like it's kind of like this Houston rap. It's like this crab in a bucket mentality. Like it's like when one artist get up, they want to drain that one artist, and I cannot expect Travis Scott to put all these local artists on his back because at the same time it's like I don't expect that from him because his music. He didn't blow up in Houston. And so I cannot put that responsibility on Travis Scott. It could be on somebody else.
Yeah.
I won't put it on him. Because it's like, if he's connected more to Atlanta, music-wise, because that's what he maybe blew up at, I'm just saying it for example, then I expect him to do that for Atlanta artists. But we're not going to have like these local rappers. They don't even support each other. And that's why one thing I noticed about, that's what they do in Atlanta. They support each other locally.
Yeah.
So that when they grow mainstream, I mean, look at Young Scooter, for example. I mean, Young Scooter didn't have a bunch of hits like that, but people knew him because Future always supported everything he done. They don't do that in Houston. They want to, sometimes it's like that artist have to work so hard to get to the top. By the time they get to the top, they're like, man, I'm not helping y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't really getting no help like that. I didn't really get no help. And so now that I'm on, y'all expect me to pull y'all up when I had to pull myself up? No.
I got you. That's true. You niggas was definitely on some weird shit with that.
Look, I probably can't name one Young Scooter mixtape, but I know Future would post it every single one. Like, I know Future was behind him. Thug, even with look at what Thug did for Gunna and Lil Key and all those other guys. And then you can say there's an artist y'all maybe not know. He's in Atlanta. His name's Schoolie. I don't know if y'all familiar with Schoolie. But all right, y'all know Huncho?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like Thug been promoting him and other rappers from Atlanta been promoting him, like 2 Chainz, like Atlanta artists. They promote artists that nobody knows. But it's like in Houston, sometimes I feel like they wait till you blow up. Then they be like, hey.
Trying to get a piece of it.
Yeah. Like, that's what they do to Travis Scott. All the time. He needs to do this, he needs to do that. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, you got no argument there. I didn't think about it like that.
And besides Travis Scott, who's really like on top of the Houston rap scene? And you know,
there's Meg.
Go ahead.
Mexican OT. Is he not?
I'm gonna say this. I believe Mexican OT is doing this thing. I'm not really like. I was listening to him earlier, like just like with Money Back, but I'm not really like. I don't really listen to his music. He's not in my rotation. But I'm gonna say this. A lot of people do say Sauce Walka, right? When it comes to Houston. But it's like, but my thing about this is people really tapping into his music. Or do we just say Sauce Walka because that's a name that, you know, it's like a defense mechanism. Or somebody said, well, Houston, y'all got rappers like that. Oh, we got Sauce Walka. But it's like, are people from Houston really tapping into his music? Are people just using his name as a defense? Oh, we got Sauce Walka. But are people actually like, when the last Sauce Walka album people really listen to? And then I have asked somebody that, and they just like,
Damn.
I'm like, so, because I can't tell you the last one I listened to. I'm not saying he's not hot, because he is, but I'm just not tapped into his music like that. I'm not gonna lie. So what about y'all? When the last Sauce Walka album y'all listened to?
I don't know by name, but I can pull it up. That's a
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes it's just like whenever like he gets promoted or like whenever like some of my homeboys they'll be like, yo, like listen, like they'll ask me do I listen to Sauce Walka on me like every now and then, and like they'll put me on a song. I'm like shit. I'll listen to a couple songs and after a while I'm just like, alright, it's cool. I have my fill and then I just move on. It's kind of like that. Like,
Yeah, it's because the reason why, and I'm not trying to call y'all out. I'm just saying this because I feel like as Houstonians, I feel like we gotta be real within myself. How much Houston rap do we have in the rotation? Because I'm gonna tell you this, I don't have a lot of Houston artists in my rotation. I'm gonna be honest. Like I have a lot of Atlanta, and I just think we have to be real with each other as Houston natives. Do we even like the music that's coming out of our city? Because I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to support something that you really don't like. So besides it being a jealousy issue, could it be that we're really not happy with the music that's coming out of our city?
That's a good question. Me personally, maybe I never. I mean, I didn't bring up Sauce Walker, because I knew that I wasn't like super familiar with him. I've heard songs here and there. In terms of entire projects, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've heard an album, but it doesn't really matter because I don't remember. You feel me? That's my problem. Is that like Sauce Walker is one of the ones that were like I don't remember too much of their material, and yeah, that's on me. But that's on me for not listening to it that much. But at the same time, it's like I still do think that he should, or most people from the city should still be like get like a placement or two. You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta get like the whole like enchilada, nothing like that. But it's just they couldn't be wrong. Just get like a feature or two.
Because I think that sometimes we avoid as Houstonians, I feel like sometimes we avoid that real question. Because we may bring up, like, and I'm not saying you, Trevor, you, Shaq,
right.
We may bring up Sauce Walker, Mexican OT, Big X the Plug, but are these artists in our daily rotation? Because one thing about Atlanta people, okay, Big X, I'll go for that. Because one thing about people that's in Atlanta, they listen to their music.
Yeah.
Like you can't school a person in Atlanta on their music. They know their stuff. But are we as a whole, like our music to the point where we're streaming it more, we're pushing it more? And I'm gonna be honest, as a person that's from Houston, I'm not really like, the music is not bad, but I'm more of a fan of other places. And I know that sounds bad, but I can connect more to other music. But it's just that I don't think it's no matter where you're from. It's just about music is about what you can connect with. And if a person from Houston, I know somebody I was a long time friends with, he was a big Tyler the Creator fan, but we from Houston. But so I just think that a lot of us Houstonians, we're not happy with the modern music that we have.
That's true.
What about you, Shaq? Are you happy with the current? I'm not talking about how it was back then. I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
No, bro, ain't nothing to laugh about. Like, I'm just keep it real. Like, no, right now I feel like the only thing that Houston artists got, I'm stop saying Texas. I feel like the only thing that Houston artists got right now is just that they can rap fans. You know what I'm saying? And they can go aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Of today's artists. I can't speak for back then. Because like you got, I'm starting to forget that guy's name. Fuck what's his name?
OT.
No. I mean, yeah, he's in that conversation too. Meg, she can do that. He was on Denzel's album. And he did a song with Tyler. Fuck.
Did a song with Tyler?
He did a song with Tyler, and he had his dad on his album cover. Shit, man, this shit's pissing me off, man. I do not want to disrespect this guy like this. Give me a second.
Cream?
Max O'Cream, there we go.
Yeah.
He's from Houston too, right?
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from like Texas, isn't he?
Yeah, but is he from Houston?
I believe so. Yeah.
Let me tell you this, to broaden up, if you want to broaden up the conversation, I mean, you can say Texas because.
No, he's from Houston. He's from Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure, because I know that there are a lot of people that are representing Houston that aren't from Houston. Like, he represents Port Arthur. People associate him with Houston, like Bun B or like UGK as a whole.
Yeah, like, man, because I'm still to this day I'm still kind of confused on the whole. Well, is Katy, Texas, a part of Houston? Is Grand Parkway a part of Houston? Like,
I mean, I believe so because that's how they treat New York. People treat like Griselda like they're from like New York, but they're from Buffalo.
yeah. So I'm gonna just say like we know the difference with Dallas and fucking Katy or
Yeah.
San Antonio. So I'm gonna say it. Like he's from Houston. So like yeah, like them guys, they can get aggressive. And I'm gonna be honest. I say Max Supreme. I get just granted. I did say it. I did forget his name for a little bit, but I do remember when I listened to some of his songs, I preferred him way more over Meg and like some of the other Houston
Wait,
artists.
why are you comparing them to Meg?
No, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. God damn, let me finish. Like, I'm not trying to compare him or whatever. Without the point I was trying to make is like I did like his style of like rap because like it was like it had like that Houston style, but like he was able to branch off and like do some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something I don't know, something about his music taste which I'm gonna say a lot of other Houston artists need to do, but I like the route that he went. You know what I'm saying? As far for his music, I don't really get that vibe with like the other guys. Like they're doing their thing. And I mean, look, you want me to keep it real? I'm keeping it real. I just prefer Max over everybody. That's what
You know what's so crazy? Like when you brought up the rapper pass, and that's one thing I did notice. Like compared to Atlanta rappers, like even 2 Chainz was saying one time, like you know he has a hard time trying to rap fast. Like Mexican OT, that guy can rap like a machine. And Megan too, and like what Shaq said that like that is one thing.
But that's yeah.
And that's probably what make us stand out. But I just think people need to be real. You ask the average Houston person how much Houston music do they have in their rotation, and they might all be like Travis Scott. Okay, who else? But come on, bro. We don't have a lot of Houston music in our rotation. That's because we're not happy with it. It's not that it's not good.
That's the reason.
We just don't have. We don't listen to it. We just don't.
Yeah, there's nothing they're really doing is just really bringing it to the table like that.
I mean, other than Meg.
Bro, look, even with Meg, bro, she's not all that. I'm just being fair. She's not.
But
she's
that's not true though. Like she's definitely doing numbers.
What numbers? All her. What numbers?
What do you mean? What numbers? The newest album did well.
Okay.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
but I think that I'm gonna be honest. Well, I don't know because some people do say Megan needs to be more versatile. I've heard people say she just uses one flow.
That's not even fucking true. My nigga.
Well, look, listen. I'm just saying that some people say like, hey, sometimes some of her music is repetitive. Female rap wise, little off topic, Doja Cat.
Don't even, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I'm 100%. Half the niggas saying shit like that did not listen to the album because that shit's not even true. For Doja Cat or Meg, about like them being like I'm sorry. What were you gonna say about Doja Cat?
Hold on, Dewan. You wanna know why this nigga's defending Meg so much? Because fucking Big Crow is on that whole bro.
That's not why. Because the album that came out beforehand was really good, and I was talking about that one. You tried.
Wait, Trevin.
Wait.
Hold on, cause me and you may have a debate. What album you talking about before she came out with this one?
The one that was like she had like the depressing looking one.
Okay, so all right, that one was okay.
Nigga, it ain't about it being okay. Sorry, my bad. What were you saying?
Well, you're talking about Good News, right? You're not talking about Good News.
No, not Good News. I was talking about Traumazine.
Okay, cause Okay, but she wasn't going bar for bar on that
It's
album.
not about that. It's not about going bar for bar. It's about like her being versatile. She was versatile on that album, and she was vulnerable. And then Megan came out. and she was
No.
Am I lying though?
Okay, listen. I'm gonna say this. The reason why Doja Cat and Megan are both versatile, but Doja Cat, her singing, her melodic, it's like if she knows how to. I'm not saying Megan don't. Rapping is is strength. I'm just saying this. Rapping is her strength. Singing is not her strength. Doja Cat she's good at rapping and both.
Right.
Megan is her singing is not the best, but it's her thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that's my only opinion.
But
I mean,
like
she's
that
versatile.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it. That doesn't make okay. So like the thing is, what you're saying, people are saying, is not the same as what like you're saying about it. Like yes, like Megan's strong suit is not singing. It never was. But what y'all are saying is that people are saying that like she's repetitive or she isn't saying much or she's talking, and that's not even true, because the albums are versatile, and I don't know. The thing is, people say that about every female rapper. Okay, and then half the time, the niggas that are saying that never even press play on the album, because the people who did listen to those albums aren't saying that, even in their reviews.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this, like, okay,
Even
you're
about
right.
Doja Cat, about Doja Cat when she had that album, that Scarlet album, that had no features at all, and she was rapping her ass off. It was still, she has no talent. She's just talking about the same thing. She's singing, like saying things that let you know that they didn't fucking hear the album. Not saying that that's how y'all are treating it, but I'm just saying it's just like that's a whole different thing entirely, because with the conversation about Houston music, Megan's the only one doing what like I wanted other Houston artists to do. You feel me? And the Houston artists, they give her props for doing that.
That's fair. I mean, Trevor, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that, because I feel like as Houstonians, we gotta be real and say we're not tapped in. Like I'm not gonna say we're not tapped in. We're not happy with the current music that's coming out of our city, because when I hear people say, the first thing they say, oh, Sauce Walker. And I ask them, okay, so what's the last album? What's the last song? Man, it take them 30 minutes.
Yeah, give them a long time.
Yeah, they gotta go on their phone, and they gotta go on YouTube, go to the highest view and all that, right? Versus being real and like, nah, I ain't really listening to music like that. And there's nothing wrong. It's just that we saying that we're not happy with the current music like that. And I feel like sometimes you have a lot of OGs they don't really like Travis Scott like that. And then Megan Thee Stallion, I do feel like she gets the Houston love and respect. She gets the respect because she actually blew up out of Houston. But it's like people expect Travis Scott to do what she do, represent the city, I don't expect Travis Scott to do that because he didn't blow up from here. Right. He's from here. And then I heard some people say, well, he's from Missouri City. That's on the outskirts. So that's another argument. But it's like,
that's funny.
It's like, why do people, and it makes me mad, like, why do people expect Travis Scott to get on his knees for these other new Houston rappers? But he didn't blow up from here?
That I didn't know. I didn't know that he, like, I mean, I had a hunch, but like, I didn't really know that, like, it wasn't that he just did not have love, or like he didn't blow. I thought he blew up on Houston first.
No. If anything, I think he blew up in Cali.
Oh.
Well, it's either that or he went to Cali and that's when he expanded his sound a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then, I guess whenever he linked up with T.I. Maybe it was Atlanta or whatever. But
That song
either
was
way, it
pretty
wasn't
good.
you. It wasn't in Houston.
But Houston rappers expect Travis Scott to do such thing. You know,
Did they say
like
that?
why he won't put a song? Look, I have so crazy. I ain't gonna bring it up, but I'm maybe off the stream. I'm gonna bring up a scenario, but I'm not gonna bring it up. But I'll just say this is that you know, I've heard some local artists, you know, like hey, but there is a local artist that I do listen to sometimes from Houston. His name is Lil Jarmy. Y'all heard of him?
No.
Okay, but he's kind of affiliated with Lil Baby, and then this other rapper, he was supposed to be big, but he just kind of like stopped. His name was Guapo. He had that song, Mr. Put It On, The Way I Rock These Clothes. Y'all remember that?
I don't know.
Okay, well maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just. Well, bottom line is we don't listen to our own music from our city because we don't like it. Period.
It's some
And kind of,
And then Dallas. Then you got the Dallas conversation.
yeah.
I don't know if y'all listen to Dallas music. I don't. I have never liked Dallas music. I just like the Yellow Beezies. Like I just did not. I did not like that when That On Me song like used to play to me like I don't know. I just didn't like it. But I respect their mind and I respect their hustle. Like, I'm not gonna discredit it. But I just never listened to Dallas music. What about y'all?
Shit, I'm on the same boat.
So y'all,
I-
was y'all ever into Yellow Beezy and Mo?
I like a little bit of both. He was pretty cool. But Yellow Bees.
All right, what about y'all, boyfriend?
I ain't gonna lie. He was. I didn't hear all his songs, but the ones that I did hear, it was a while back. But the ones I did hear, they're pretty cool. It's just, you know, I just didn't. Yeah, it was just a lot going on.
Okay.
Ain't got nothing
Okay,
on Riff
I
Raff.
see this.
You said what?
Ain't got nothing on
I
Riff
ain't-
Raff.
Yeah, I ain't.
Trying to blow up.
Nah,
man,
I ain't
like
gonna lie,
don't
Erica
know nobody.
Banks?
Erica Banks.
Now you made. Now Trevor, you probably are, but at the same time, she's doing a lot of remixes. That's a problem I have with her. It's like
A lot of people.
2025 is like if your remix is just doing constant remixes and then you're not uploading a lot of songs. That's the only thing I would say. But she's hard. I mean, she has potential. Like when she did that song, like that song that she had, Busted, she had a lot of potential, but she kind of just, I don't know what happened. I just feel bad for us bringing up this topic because it's like we don't like the music that's coming out of our city. Not even just our city, our entire state.
That's them niggas' fault, man. Like it's there's there's
it's one
art.
thing-
Yeah, there are formulas. Like they not doing. Like Big X is like the only nigga doing it.
What you mean? Drake is right there.
Drake it, all right.
Trust me, I have met people that have that argument. Like, there are some people that will argue you down. Like, well, you know, Drake counts as Houston because of X, Y, Z, and I'm not. That's a whole nother conversation. But
He was
Bottom
a
line.
different- like,
look, let me tell you this. Respectfully, Drake in my eyes, Young Money. All those other backstories, okay, all right. Drake is YMCMB. I knew Drake from Young Money. That's what I know. I know there's other backstories, but the world knows Drake as YMCMB. Period.
YMCMB like a country or something.
But I don't. No. Wait. But But I just feel so bad for bringing up that topic because I thought it was just gonna be out of my city, and I expected one of y'all to be like, okay, well, you know, I like Dallas or Fort Worth. But then it's like, man, we're not happy with the music coming out of our state.
They just gotta find like better, like, I don't know, bro. It's just the way things are. It's like things aren't really regional anymore. They kind of are, like, if they stick to what, like, rock them up. But it's like, unless it's like Atlanta or like East and West Coast shit, other shit, like even like Detroit, like even Detroit's damn near losing its identity. You know what I'm saying? And that's like that was one of the hot spots of hip hop, like Detroit.
What about Texas?
Texas was too. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't even matter no more. Niggas that be in Texas, they gotta move. They gotta go to fucking Atlanta or something.
Hold on. All right, we've been on this topic for a while. Let's just go on and just move on to the next one. There's never going to be an agreement with, I mean, not agreement, but like, you know, Houston. That's just something like they just got to work on. So, you know, moving on. Last topic. One I wanted to give off was, are fans tired of darker music content and prefer like more fun type songs, like shit like for the club or like something like you can play like around your families and shit like that? Because what I mean for like the dark content, like I'm not talking about like drill, I ain't talking about like murder type rap, like them type of songs or whatever. Like songs that was like kind of like a little bit more serious and that did talk about like more mature content. Because I don't know. I feel like back then, like I'm gonna just say this. I feel like right now, if somebody was to make like a project about like, oh, they got this happen at a certain age, or like, you know, they went through the struggles or this and that. I feel like some of the audience doesn't want to hear any of that. Unless it's like it has something to do with like murder or like ops or something like that. So like now, well,
I wouldn't say. I don't know. I thought you finished. What else you saying?
No, because like, so and I will say, yeah, I will say like the murder content too, but like, so I was watching this interview like a while back, and ironically it was it was Saweetie, right? And she kind of says something, even though, yeah, like her music's not really all that or whatever. That's not really the point of this topic. She brought up something that like kind of like interests me a little bit. She was just like, she said she got tired of hearing songs about like songs like that, like just like darker shit or like stuff that's just like not really. That kind of, I don't know. I guess that kind of like turn people away. And just wants to hear like more songs that's like some not like club music or nothing like that, but just something that's just like a little bit more, I guess, positive in a way, or just something that like I guess things that you can just kind of vibe to a little bit. And I thought there was like a decent balance with that, but I do remember like in 2016, 17, like we had something like that. We had like the Kyles, we had like early Lil Yachty, we had like, you know, even like a little bit of Thug, like, because Thug wasn't really doing like saying all that, you know, that gang shit back then. He was having a little bit of fun with his music too. But then towards like 2018, 19 or whatever, you know, the YN Mellies, Young Boys like popping off a little bit more. The drill scene started happening. Like the music did get like a little bit more darker. The content got a little bit more darker. Even the beats, like, they started sounding more ghoulish and everything. And I think after a while, I just felt like some people just got tired of that sound, like, because like look at the shit we're going through today with like politics and life, economy and everything like that. I think people just want to just wants to escape all of that and just constantly keep hearing it in their songs. Like it's like they just want to escape from all that. If y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's different now. Like now rap is more, or the genre is way bigger than it used to be. there was no, you couldn't escape it no matter what, and that was what the culture was. But now that since we're in this era of like anybody can drop anything, and it just depends on what sticks and what gets popular. That everybody else, now the people decide what's popular. It's just a lot more audiences that gravitate that are in the genre now. You know, people just make music that caters to them and how they feel and stuff. And yeah, it's dark and depressing because, like you said, like we're in a dark and depressing time. So that's like kind of gonna be like the one that like pushes you the furthest. But you know, it's just the other still exists. Like if it was Saweetie, you said it was Saweetie that said it.
Yeah.
Like the other stuff still exists, and it's just a matter of if you want to hear it. Because if you want to hear it, you can just follow the artists that do that stuff. And
yeah, because I think, like, I wasn't disagreeing with what she was saying. Like, I get it. I think because if you go back to like the mid 2000s or whatever, like you're going to hear, like, you know, you had like the Mike Jones, you had like the Outkast, you had like Ye, you had, you know, all of them, like you had all of them type of songs going on. And I don't really think there was really too much darker music during that time. I think people just like kind of just talked about like the hood and like the shit that like they was going through at the time. But like it will still always just go back to like people just, you know, trying to be like not make uplifting or positive music, but just something that just wasn't in that lane. But and I could be wrong. I'm not about to sit here and act like I was listening to every single artist that was dropping projects during that time, you know. That's like the ones that was coming off my head. But like when I think of early 2000s, I think of like the Nellies, the Ludacris's, the Kanye's, the Jay-Z's, like Twista, Common, whatever. When I think of them guys, their music was like, at least, if not positive, it was just like at least a bit more like, it was just less dark, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when we got to like the 2010s, like Kendrick was like, it was like a little bit of like, it was like a little mix of both. Yeah, with Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Joey Badass, Crib, whatever. It was like a mix of both. Like, it's like they'll talk about like certain subjects or whatever, but at the same time, it would be like a little bit more uplifting, a little bit. But then as when the late 2010s and like the early 2020s started coming out, that's when the music kind of did get like a little bit darker, and it was starting to get more like publicized for it. Right. Like we like them boys out of Florida, they literally they sampled that one pop song that came out. Like it was like and that shit was popping off, knowing damn well that the content was about killing fucking ops, you know. It was just like, and people wasn't really like really thinking about that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was just like it was just going crazy. So now it's like yeah, we still have our club songs, we still have the stripper songs, you know, all them other stuff. But it's just like, I noticed that like the darker content songs, like they're not really, like they're still there, but they're not really popping as much as it was like in the early 20, like towards like, you know, early, like the early COVID era or whatever. Because I think I'm starting to think that people are just kind of trying to get away from that sound now. At least to me.
I'm gonna give my opinion. Shaq, this is a great topic you came up with. My opinion on this, bro. It's getting out of hand, bro. Like, I'm running out of places. Like, when it comes to positive music, it is positive music out there. It's just sometimes it may, like, even when you were telling me one time, you may even have to go to like another genre or another subgenre, because it's like pop music is even more expensive than what it was in the early 2010s or the mid 2000s. Like I went to Taylor Swift's last album. Like, you know, I just wanted to kind of just get out of just the negative negative rap music. And it was like she was talking about some wild stuff versus when Taylor Swift first came out, her music was totally different. And it's like I just think that, and I think of like artists like Ice Spice, right? You know, people don't look at her as like no serious rapper, but these kids love Ice Spice. And then, you know, I'm not thinking nothing about it. Like, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Then you listen to what Ice Spice talking about, and then you like, man, when kids love this, you like the average parent probably would not want their 8-year-old listening to Ice Spice.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's like, I do think a lot of this stuff does get pushed more. Yes, there are positive music out there, but a lot of this stuff does get pushed more. And there used to be a time where, like, the early 2010s, like, you had the Roscoe and Waka Flocka song, where it was just party music. Even Ray Strimmer. But, and even that woman, like, you know, that song, Walking Downtown, like, she cleared the sample. And I think people tried to call her out for it, and she defended what she said. Like, she stood on business. Like, she like, you know, they can do whatever they want. And it's like, and I understand, like, being free in music, but it just, as dark as music get, it makes me like, I need this J. Cole album. Like, I do need this J. Cole album, for real. Like, I want to know what he got to say. But, and that's why I preached heavy on this. Like, I don't want 21 Savage on his album. Like, yes, they got good chemistry. Yes, they make good music, but I just don't want certain artists on this new album. And, you know, whatever he chooses to do is up to him. But I feel like J. Cole sometimes works his best alone. I know that might sound crazy, but that's just my opinion when it comes to, like, a conscious artist like him.
Yeah.
But a lot of this stuff does get pushed. That's why I don't listen to a lot of Memphis. I love their production. I feel like Memphis, like, artists, they choose, like they pick great beats, but like artists like Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, it's just too negative. And, you know, sometimes I feel like I just wish music was just more about fun. But it's like now, you know, they're taking, like, there was a sample of Kanye West got a song, you know, called Power, y'all know. And these younger guys, they sampled the song. I don't know if y'all ever heard it, but they sampled the song and they did the same thing like those guys did from Florida that y'all was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. I'll send y'all the song later if I can find it. But it's like, yeah, it's just bad. I wouldn't want my 7-year-old listening to Ice Spice, you know. And what makes it worse is that these same artists that push that stuff, they put them in kids' movies. Like, you know, like a movie called, like, Barbie. They had Ice Spice at the premiere. Like, okay, they know kids are gonna go see this movie. Now, she wasn't in the movie, but at the same time, she was on the soundtrack and she was helping promote the movie. And kids are gonna be like, oh, Dad, that's Ice Spice. Ice Spice have toys out. And then the average parent, like my mom, she not tapped in. You know, we don't have no little kids around here. It's just me and my brother. We grown. But if I had a little sister, my mom, she not tapped in like that. So she probably wouldn't care. But I'm listening to her music. I'm like, this is too explicit for kids. Like, a lot of this stuff is pushed.
Yeah, and like you kind of said where I was going with this. I mean, for a person like me, I don't mind the darker music. Like, I guess I'm like a little bit indifferent when it comes to it, because like I know where to balance things out. You know what I'm saying? Because one, I listen to multiple artists, but something that kind of, like you said, that kind of brought me up was like some of these artists, like, yeah, they do push Ice Spice and shit. Like, think about it. Well, I know DeJuan, you was young back then, but never mind, I ain't gonna put your age on it like that. But I do know for a certain time when, like, at least when me and Trevor was younger, like during like the radio or whatever, like I don't think the type of artist would have got pushed like that. Like I do know, like, yeah, because like I don't even know if Lil Kim was on the radio back in the '90s or early 2000s, whatever.
Not down here.
Now, okay, yeah. So it's like, but you would, I do know, because I came to Texas in 2004. You know what I'm saying? And all the stuff that was playing on the radio during the time was Nelly, Ludacris, literally the guys that I literally just said earlier. You know what I'm saying? And then as I got older, like towards like the 2010s or whatever, like you had your Drakes, you had the Waka Flockas, the Wale's, Roscoe Dash. Like there was like a little bit of maturity, and you know you had your occasional Thank You Leg type songs and shit like that. Like you had like your fun songs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you hear the radio now, bro. It's just yeah, like yeah, like censorship is still a thing, but if you have a good ear, you'll know what the hell they're talking about. Like the like I get it, like the song with Cardi, Glorilla and Meg, like yeah, that's a club song and shit like that. But like, you know, there's still like, it's just I don't know. I don't feel like a song like that would have been playing like on the radio back then, at least for me. I could be wrong. Stuff like that. And then we got like even with Kendrick, bro. Like I think I remember when Tyreek had brought this up. Like Tyreek he likes Kendrick songs when he's talking about like concepts and shit. When he's talking about like, you know, pretty much stuff that you can learn from. Like yeah. I get the premise of GNX, and you know I'm glad that he did drop it. You know what I'm saying? But I do hope, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do hope whenever he does drop the next album, he kind of does go back on some concept stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he done what he needed to do. He doesn't need to, you know, keep bringing up what he did before, or not even say bringing up, but like he don't need to have. I ain't gonna say he doesn't need to have that same energy either, but like you moved on from it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't done.
About the beef though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be very careful with my words. Like it wasn't about the beef. It's just like I don't know. I guess like I do miss just some more concept types of projects. You know what I'm saying?
I mean it's not a deep album. I just, at least the way I got it was that it's just a way to just be sure of yourself. It's like just don't let niggas fuck with you. That's really all it is.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I just like since he got out the way, like I'm glad, because that was at one point that was something that I even wanted from Kendrick. Like imagine if Kendrick was like in a beat type of mode, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like imagine like if Kendrick had dropped something After Control. Like when he was like in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Because we never had got that. Like the closest we got to that from that time was like DNA. You know what I'm saying? Or like just like a couple songs off of Damn. But moving on, like I guess what I'm trying to say, I just wish there would be like a more better balance when it comes to like the themes and certain types of music that's being like played right now. Because like just have a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna say this. That's why I'm such a fan of Pink Panther. Like I'm such a fan of her, and I hope that like she don't take that left turn. I don't think she's gonna do it. And no, she's grown. I mean, I'm not expecting her just to be like PG-13, but I'm just talking about just be overly over the top. Y'all know what I'm saying? Right. And,
yeah.
No, because what she's doing is gonna work out for her. Like, she continue to stand the lane that she's staying in, like just being herself, being fun. She ain't gotta try to like show off everything. She don't have to try to be openly sexual. She's still gonna be a top artist. Like she's projecting to still be a top artist. But sometimes some artists do take that left And that's what I see what certain artists have did. Like Rico Nasty. Like Rico Nasty, when she first popped off, y'all remember she wasn't like homosexual or anything. Like a lot of these artists was I don't even think Doja Cat was she?
Was she
I don't
black?
even think she, like was she overly sexual when she came out? No, but and you know, of course, Shaq, you know, with SZA, you know, we already talked about that. But Pink Panthers, it's like when I listen to her music, just like I don't know, and it's like this other artist. I don't know if y'all ever heard of her, but she's like growing. Her name is Clara Lassane. Like she makes like emo trap type music.
I
You ever heard of her?
Nah, I wouldn't even know.
Nah, but at the same time, following what I'm saying, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Following what I'm saying, I like artists like Pink Panthers. Like her music is just like it's just real clear. And if y'all ever gave Willow Smith a listen, she's another example.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. Yeah. Wilson.
her music is a breath of fresh air. Like, you know, so I'm really happy for Pink Panthers, and I think this mixtape she gonna drop, I think it's gonna be real dope.
This fucking 2-minute song.
But you know what's so crazy? And I love her music video. I don't know why. Maybe because I think I'm the same age as her. I don't know. But it's like her music video is definitely relatable. Like she gives me like that iCarly, Victorious type vibe. I don't know why. She just do.
She's just reminiscent of like the early 2000s. Well, her song, so that might be a reason. But y'all, it is.
Oh, and one last thing before we end. Leon Thomas III.
Yup.
I don't know if y'all. He's another example. I had to slide my boy in that party, but because his music is a breath of fresh air, and he's a producer, and like I used to think he was just a guy from Victoria. No, this dude can make music behind the scenes for at least over a decade.
And he got his Grammy. Yeah,
And he not out here being stupid.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes in towards the end, so I just want to say thank y'all for watching. And it was like a lot of. I think this was our longest stream as far as I know.
How long was the episode?
We are going. Let me see. It is 2 hours and 55 minutes. So yeah. this is our longest.
I'm at 242.
I know there's like a lot of conversations going on, but hopefully y'all stay through. Tune in for next Monday. I want to thank y'all who is ever watching on TikTok as well. Much appreciated, and we'll have some more stuff. Until then, talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.
And that is almost
All right, we don't want to say nothing. Hold on, Trevor. Hold your horses.
That's it. We're good.
I'm still live.
Okay.
Like I'm still live.
Hey, that was a dope episode. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that was our most fun episode. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
We went deep. Pause.
Oh,
I didn't feel like I had. I ain't gonna lie, my injury was kind of off on this one because I was kind of dealing with Zayden a little bit. He's teething now, so like he's been a lot more agitated lately. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really have like the best game selection either, but we'll fix that shit up next week. But overall, it was a decent episode.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did our thing. I ain't gonna lie, that last topic, that was a good topic, Shaq. Like, 'cause I had to get my girl, like Trevor, I was thinking about something earlier this week. When you said
What's
like,
up?
Ice Spice slid on that verse. You know,
She
and
did.
man.
But it's like, damn.
She slid on that verse.
That's like the only good. That's like one of the only good things that I know that she did though.
She slid on that verse.
Like that's the only, like she gotta keep doing shit like that, bro. Instead of that fucking drill shit, man. Like I get
You don't
the
like that
bag.
drill?
I don't like it when she do it because they all sound the same. They all sound similar. Like at least with the Pink Panthers thing, at least it was something new. I don't even remember how the shit with Taylor Swift was. She got a Taylor Swift bag too. That's crazy. Went straight back to doing bullshit ass drill.
She went on tour with Taylor too.
That's just wild, bro. And she's like, oh man, I'm on cloud nine. I'm damn near the top of the world, man. What are you gonna do next? Let's hit up my homie from next door. See if he got any more drill beats for me. Like, nigga, wait.
But see that album that she like dropped, a lot of people were anticipating that album. Like this was supposed to be on some like the album was anticipated.
That's what I'm saying. You can't afford no better producers.
But that producer she worked with, I think she kind of came up with him. Like his
Okay.
name Riot.
Like that's
Like,
fine. Like
yeah.
I'm not saying get rid of the nigga entirely. I'm just saying like you can give him like 2-3 songs.
But do you know how artists are about their producers? They
Oh, I know.
like to they like kind of how Wayne was with Manny Fresh.
Yeah.
And that's how like I'm not the biggest Manny. Well, okay, cause Manny Fresh had a song on Carter 5, and I just feel like that song was too dated. Like no, for real, like that song should have came out 2002. Like I said, Wayne just did this to help his boy out, but Swiss Beats the same thing. I know.
Man, look. We don't even gotta bring that motherfucker up, bro.
Swiss Beats.
Yeah, fuck
All
that
his beats
nigga.
sound the same though. I
Bro,
don't know
his
why.
beats, bro, his beats is that nigga is man, fuck him, bro. I don't like that nigga.
Shaq like his beats.
Shaq's a big Swiss Beats fan, bro.
No. I don't hate him as much, but it's just like he does get away with his repetitiveness. I will say that.
What that bitch ass
He got-
nigga did in that beat.
He got
battle
away with
Just
that shit
Blaze.
for a whole day.
Yeah.
He got away with that shit for like almost 2 decades, bro. That's crazy.
Got at least
Hey,
some
he-
keys off of that shit.
Hey, he slid on that Lil Wayne Uproar. He slid on that one. Did
That
he?
was Lil Wayne. He could have gave that shit to anybody, bro. I'm not giving him no points, bro, at all for a motherfucking thing he do. I'm a Swiss Beats hater, bro. For real. Because the way he did in that beat battle with Just Blaze, he ain't getting no props from me.
Wayne song. I don't know why.
It's a good song.
I ain't gonna lie,
Uproar's a good song.
But him and Wayne always they got like but Wayne really kind of like
Yeah, Wayne's good with damn near everybody.
yeah.
Put Wayne on a Ninth Wonder joint. I want to see how that is.
Y'all want that Hot Boys album?
Of course. I would love a Hot Boys album.
What?
I'd like a D12 album. Hell.
Shaq, what about you? You ready for another Hot Boys album? Oh.
Did he leave?
No, I'm right here.
Cause you want another Hot Boys album?
No.
Damn.
No.
I'm a
No.
number one stunner.
I mean, they could do like some collab songs like on Wayne's project or some shit or whatever. But
That'd be cool.
no, yeah, like just for like nostalgia's sake, for like a whole album.
Yeah, because Nas
No.
did that. Nas did that for King's Disease.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the group, but they came back and did a song together.
Oh, the one with
Listen to BG's music?
Huh?
My bad. Go ahead, Shaq.
No, I was saying like the one with Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was immaculate,
Shit was great.
perfect.
Well, I guess
But
like, yeah,
no.
reunion songs. I think I fucked. Yeah. Actually, Shaq's on to something with that one.
Yeah.
People listening to BG's music.
BGs,
BG.
like the group.
The art,
Yeah, the
the
rapper.
artist, the artist,
Oh,
bro.
I don't know.
Probably people from Louisiana.
So y'all
Look,
ain't listen to none of his music since y'all
dog.
Not,
Okay.
not
So
really.
get out.
look. Let's get this out the way. Since okay, well, Trevin, you're still on your stream. I'm gonna just be honest, bro. Look, I do not tap in with Houston music like that. I just don't. I don't. Like it's like, look, and I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm gonna be mean at the same time. It's just like none of their music, like it nothing clicks with me. You know what I'm saying? At least so. What I'm gonna just say this, cause I'm not even about to like give Atlanta like all the credit and shit like that. But like early Atlanta, at least all the way up to like 2018, 17 or 18, whatever. I'm going to give them their props because like they kept developing their sounds and it went to like different routes because like early 2010s, I mean not like early 2000s and shit, from Outkast to Ti to Jeezy, Gucci, or whatever, they had that shit down pack, Ludacris, down pack, all that shit. Like 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 Atlanta was birthing like some amazing ass artists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when we got to like early 2010s, like yeah, it was a different style, but like fucking from Future to Thug to is Roscoe Dash from Atlanta?
Might as well be.
Shit, we're gonna throw him in there. You know what I'm saying? Rich homie Quan, Migos, like all them dudes. Like yeah, it was a different style, but like it was still like they'll still make some fire ass music. You know what I'm saying? With with Houston now, like Houston, they had the 90s, they had the 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I can't speak for 2010s because that's when I kind of like branched off a little bit. So I'm gonna leave that to y'all. But and like no because I do remember like early 2010s I listened to like Killer Kayan or one of them guys. I forgot his name. It was like Killer something. But like that's what I know. It's like Houston. They just had it. They had their thing where like they'll be rapping fast and they'll be aggressive with the shit. But as far for like beat selections, like they weren't really doing nothing like expansive. Like and the chop and screw shit can only go for so long. You know what I'm saying? Because and like the unfair part with that is like a lot of other regional ass artists. Like they took that chopped and screwed sound and used it and did it for their own shit without really giving like, well, nah, they kind of give Houston some of the props for it, but it's like because of that, like other artists was able to develop off that sound and do their own shit.
Kendrick.
But yeah, shit, Kendrick too. I'll throw him in there. Fucking Rocky, you know what I'm saying? All them dudes, but. It's like since they took that from Houston, like I ain't gonna say they took it from Houston.
Bro, this nigga Kendrick
but,
took a whole Pimp C chorus on one of his songs, bro.
Oh shit, he about to have the whole Houston on Kendrick, you know.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. He took a whole Pimp C chorus and like niggas and didn't even shout the nigga out in the song.
Look, bro. I'm not gonna defend that. I'm gonna defend that. I can't. I forgot all about that shit. You know what I'm saying? All I'm just saying is like because of that, it put like the Houston sound in like in not I don't want to say limbo, but like it just kind of like it's like where did it go from that point?
Right.
Like and there hasn't really been an artist that like done anything expensive because like yes, Travis Scott is from Houston, so to say, but you don't think of him as like I guess the closest project he has to like something that sounds like a Houston project will probably will be Astroworld. You know what I'm saying? But Trevor, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You might have to like say your part on it because I can only speak on my behalf. But like since I'm not from Houston, like there's only so much I can really say about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just lived there long enough to know to know the sounds and everything like that.
Yeah. What about it?
Okay, so when we go ahead, Trevor. Yeah,
What am I supposed to say? What am I talking about?
No,
No. I was gonna bring up something else. Y'all can finish.
oh no. All I was gonna say is just like, do you feel like there's anything that Houston can do to like change their shit? Because I don't want to come off like disrespectful and just be like, well, them niggas just need to rap different or go to
Bro.
boom bap or.
Bro, no. They need to just keep what they were doing before and stop trying to do different shit. Because it worked for fucking, just like with what Tariq said. It worked for the West Coast. They didn't change up a goddamn thing about themselves musically, bro.
Yeah.
They still
Yeah.
sound not the exact same, but they still sound very similar to how they sounded like 30 years ago. So it's definitely
Yeah.
possible to just keep that sound, but they gotta stop. They gotta get past all this hating and shit too, bro, and stop pigeonholing each other, because that's also not helping. Sound wise, you know, the only person that, like I said, I'm gonna keep fucking saying it. The only person who actually, well, Maxwell Cream's doing it too, but like the only person that's doing it and being successful is fucking Megan Thee Stallion, bro. And it's like people just keep on trying to put her in a box that she doesn't even fit in because they're not even listening to her. So it's very evident that niggas just gonna hate no matter what whatever, no matter what a woman does. But it's like, she's at least getting love from the OGs, like from the legends, and being on songs with her and shit. So like,
So what happened to Kurt Cobain's?
He's still doing, well,
I'm sorry.
Kirko's still doing his thing. It's just, you know, that nigga got a whole West Coast sounding song with a nigga on Talk Box. So I don't even know how much. That shit sound good too, though. I was like, ain't this nigga from Houston?
I ain't heard from him in a minute.
Yeah, bro, it's like that Swinging Main song. I'm like, this sounds so good, but ain't you from Houston? How the fuck did you do that so well? Why did that song so well?
Wait, what about Trill Sammy? What happened to him?
Your guess is as good
Y'all
as
remember
mine.
Trill Sammy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chat.
I remember.
Your guess is as good as mine. Hell.
Trill Sammy, he was lit back in the day. Remember when they was dancing outside that car, freestyling and all that?
Mm-hmm.
They had their moves back then. But
Yeah.
I feel some type of way because we always talk about Atlanta, but nobody talk about Waka Flocka. Like, y'all, what's up with the Waka Flocka hate?
This Waka Flocka hate?
There ain't no hate.
No, I'm just saying. I have not heard y'all. I never, like, since we've been doing the podcast, I never heard y'all bring up Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka went on a mean run.
I brought him up
Yeah.
today. I mean, like, yeah, we didn't talk about it, but like, I brought him up today when we was talking about the like.
Do y'all think he can make a comeback?
Bro,
That's up to him though.
What? I mean, yeah, it's up to him. I don't even think he really wants that much. You know what I'm saying? Because what the fuck is Lex doing? Does he even have his team? You know?
Yeah, like Waka Flocka, like he's doing crypto now. Like he's doing gaming events. Like he's like doing business shit now. Like he's not. I think he did drop like a project not too long ago, and if not, like he's still tapped in with like the hip hop culture. But like I do remember I saw him in that Denzel Curry music video. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that he wants to do. Like I think I don't take my word for it, but I do remember. I think I remember watching a video where it's like he wanted to like move away from like that sound. You know what I'm saying? That trap sound, whatever. Because like, you know, look where it leads up to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just doing other shit. That I guess
You
that's
know what?
that's the other reason why I didn't really bring him up like that. You know?
You know what? You just made me think about it because thinking about it, I think I did watch some interviews where he was like, the industry is real dark. And and when his daughter started getting like older, the daughter's like grown now. But
Yeah.
cause when his daughter was like young when he when he had this era, and she getting older. I mean, cause the the type of music Walker was making, it was dark back then. I
Yeah.
just was,
Oh.
but it was like it sounded so good. Was that that you didn't really like on his type of music. You didn't care about the lyrics because like when y'all like when I like you ever drive in the car, you turn on Grove Street Party, you're like you almost crash because
Yeah.
Grove Street Party is just like what? But yeah, but you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, his verse on fucking the Welcome to My Hood remix is like he is proud of like being the way he is. Like, god dang, how you that this nigga say he's like what, how old with 4 baby mamas? Like what?
Yeah,
You
So
just
yeah.
straight up say that?
Nah, Walker was, Walker was wild. Nah, Walker was wild. Like you ever like even what's that song he had with MC Kelly? MGK, MGK. I mean, I
I don't
forgot
know.
that song, but I know they
God,
had a we
God,
don't. Yeah, but hey, Walker did his thing back then, but I don't see him making the type of music. Oh, it was called Wild Boy. Wild Boy, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, Wild Boy. I don't see him making that music now because, but I don't know where OJ the Juice Man. I don't know
Hell
what he
no.
doing.
Hell no. Alright, let's not let's not hold out hope for some of these.
yeah,
Hey, look. Hey, look. OJ was doing his thing back then.
I'm sure he was, man. I'm gonna take your word for it, but that I'm personally not looking out my window for an OJ the Juice Man drop. Me personally. Fuck! It's the wrong place.
Man, let me tell you, that's why we can't go to Atlanta and say this stuff, man. You said this stuff in Atlanta.
Bro, Atlanta's not finna fucking jump me from my OJ the Juice Man take. They not finna do that.
Okay.
Like
I
I'm not
think they
saying
will
that. I,
because
look, like
Atlanta.
if someone from Atlanta ever hears this, y'all know I love Atlanta. Okay, it's not even the fact that we even remember OJ the Juice Man is something that should at least be like we're giving some respect. But I'm being honest. We are not looking out the window waiting for an OJ the Juice Man drop. Inversely, we're not looking out the window looking for a zero drop in Houston. So it's not like it ain't like everybody over here is high status either.
yeah.
What the fuck what am I missing?
Um,
Hello?
just give us back Lex Luger something.
Lex is Lex bro, what is Lex doing? Because I'm gonna need some more drum kits.
Uh,
I'll buy some more drum kits from Lex if I have to, bro.
he hasn't been active on Twitter or anything because I've been trying to keep up with him the most, but he hasn't really been doing anything on social media. I don't know if he's been doing anything music wise or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever it is, it's like he's not getting known for it. Right now, it's mainly like Southside. Since since it was a part of that 808 Mafia thing, like that group. That's time.
I guess.
Yeah, it was Lex Luger, Southside, and TM88, and I think it was another guy too. I think it was it Sunny Digital? I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, same digital.
But
Yeah, I guess.
Lex was that guy back then. Nah, but man, Young Chop been doing his thing. King Chop.
We're gonna chop on the track.
Young Chop era was crazy.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. Young chop on the track.
Young Chop made me used to want to be a producer.
Nah, it was Johnny Giuliano for me.
It was Lex in Justice League for me.
I was.
But see, I don't feel like Chop get his respect.
You're right. He don't. Is he
Does he
gonna start?
deserve it though?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, is it?
What?
Is he gonna start
Shaq,
getting the
that's
respect?
mean.
It ain't mean, it's being real. Like, what has he done for hip hop?
Young Chop on the
Him
track.
and the 60-year-old
I don't know.
60-year-old created a sound that this guy named Chief Keef created a sound that was very influential.
Look, bro, that's cool and all, but like that was just like one thing for a certain time. You know what I'm saying? At least with Lex Luger. See, this should have been the topic that should have been on the fucking stream. You know what I'm saying? We need to start having like producer topics.
I mean, that's.
Like
Come on, if we do that, you already know who I'm gonna bring up all the fucking time.
no, I know, but look, I'm just saying. At least with Lex, like that sound is still kind of apparent. It's not all the way there, but that sound was like at least carried for like a good ass time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that heavy trap sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chop, like he's cool. Like I'm not about to like just straight up disrespect him, even though if he ends up watching this shit, he probably gonna take, man, fuck this nigga, bro. That's why you beat that. Like he's gonna probably say that shit to me anyway. But it's like it was just like one thing for like a short time. Like I don't know, bro. It just wasn't that like legendary, in my opinion. Like niggas not talking about Young Chop like that as far as when it comes to producers.
Young Chop on the track.
Okay, Shaq, you gave your opinion.
Young Chop on the
Chop.
track.
I don't know. I feel like did Chief Keef did his music age gracefully?
Yes, bro. Chief Keef just came out with an album like recently. I like that shit.
Oh my God! See, let me tell you this. I'm going a little rant. I understand and I get you, Shaq. Like you not Shaq, Trevor. Like, but I'm not saying Chief Keef don't make good music no more. But I don't know what it is. I just don't like nothing. No music he drops now I don't like. And I listen to it. It just like I don't know. It's
Bro,
just like the beats are just so.
Nah, dog. When 1, 2, 3 comes on, and I'm like playing like Marvel or something, ain't nobody gonna fucking stop me, bro. Especially if I'm like a character that like throw hands. Ain't nobody fucking stopping me.
Well, my last Chief Keef project.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Bro, that song 1, 2,
go
3
ahead,
it just got me in a chokehold. I should have said that for what I've been fucking listening to, dog. That song is just so fucking good. I always love Chief Keef, though.
I like that Dedication project he put out. Dedication, that was a while back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a project like called Thought Breaker. I like that one. But really, that Back from the Dead one, that was Back from the Dead was a mixtape he put out. This stuff came out probably 2011, 2012? I don't know. But Back from the Dead one, and his debut album was dope, but I have some issues with that. But
I mean, that's
I remember that.
Yeah, that's just album number 1, though. That's just, I got album number 1 was
Finally Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You about to make me risk getting a fucking copyright claim and just start playing this damn music, bro.
Nah, please don't.
Bro, I'm saying, it's just playing in my head so fucking loud, and I just can't focus, bro. Like, it's not playing, but like I'm just thinking about that song, and I just want to fucking load it up. That end, I think it's ended up.
Keith got so many. Like, what's that song? Like bad kids, we reckless, bar, something like taxes, something like that. I can't think of that song,
I
but
forgot about that.
Back from the Dead one was yeah. That's you, but you remember? I
Yeah.
don't know if it was by Lex Luger or what, but it had a Lex Luger sound to it. Kobe, you remember that song by Keith?
Bro, hold on.
You don't remember that one?
Nuh-uh.
Don't ask me now.
Earned it.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know Earned It?
No, I'm not finna.
What?
Hold on, let me end the stream because I'm about to play this fucking song, bro. I don't give a damn. I'm about to end the stream and play this fucking song.
Earned It talks about him stomping a dude on his Air Force Ones. Like y'all don't.